We'll begin our postgame presented by Ragland Pharmacy after this.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens.
So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
The finest effort of the season for the Spring Garden Panthers as they they'll go back to Spring Garden with a wire-to-wire 47-21 victory at Ragland as we begin our post-game show presented by Ragland Pharmacy, serving the Ragland area since 2012 with a professional and friendly staff to help you with all of your prescription and over-the-counter needs. Be sure to visit them at 1560 Main Street in Ragland on Facebook or online at raglandpharmacy.com. And Spring Garden has a whole lot of highlights that we're going to show you, presented by newly elected St. Clair County Board of Education member for Place 3, Representative Bogey Lovell. So, first off, one of their many big plays tonight as far as our National Cement replay. Pass and a near interception for Ragland on looked like the first drive of the ball game for Spring Garden. And then a solid court passing effort tonight. Really consistent play, Eddie, from quarterback Chapel Pope. And so there you see Bogey Lovell as far as presenting our highlights from tonight's ball game. And a near fumble that time, one of the few near mistakes that we saw, or mistakes for that matter, that we saw from Spring Garden all night long. That set up outstanding field position. And this is a third down touchdown grab from Chapel Pope to John Welsh, as Pope was under pressure and found his receiver for the touchdown. And Welsh on the toss sweep makes a couple, 3 tackles missed. And he goes into the end zone for that first half touchdown run. And that made it 21-7, I believe, at that point. Not a whole lot doing really throughout this ball game for Ragland, as they just really met their match all across the board tonight as far as just what Spring Garden was able to do offensively, defensively, and special teams. Solid defense, especially in the first half before Spring Garden could really wear them down, as DJ Turner had some flashes as far as his production on the ground with that Agent Michelle Green first down run. This was the only touchdown of the first half for Ragland, as Drake Kay took it in for 31 yards out. But after that touchdown drive, it was all Spring Garden going forward, as on 3rd and 17, Braxton Haney takes it in from 69 yards out on the pass from Chapel Pope. And then here is that swinging gate play on the PAT, as it was Pope pitching to Welsh, who threw into the end zone to John Welsh. Is that in your playbook, Eddie? Yeah, I think Coach Eddie Bullock's teams had that play down to perfection throughout his high school football coaching career. And here's a 4th down stop, Eddie. And this is really about the point in the ball game when Spring Garden started asserting themselves.
Well, in the first half, they dominated field position and they put up points. In the second half, they just executed extremely well and just made plays.
So there was the 4th down stop of DJ Turner. As here's Drake Kay under pressure all night from an aggressive, swarming Spring Garden defense, as he was able to scramble for 4 yards that time. But not a lot of big plays given up by the Spring Garden defense, as the run for one of the would have been first downs, but a fumble forced. This was to begin the third quarter.
Right.
As it was Spring Garden recovering, setting up another touchdown. This time from Cameron Welsh around left end, untouched.
This is the play I said they should have ran 3 more times.
Yeah, they probably should have run that a whole lot more to try and loosen up the box as far as the Spring Garden defense. But it seemed also, Eddie, that every time that Ragland scored, tried to get something going, Spring Garden provided an answer.
Absolutely. Whatever you do, I can do better.
So this was the main producer offensively tonight, was really those DJ Turner runs up the middle as far as those zone reads from the pistol. As Drake Kay on this play, like a couple of plays ago that we're showing you, when he tried to roll out, really had no running room or anywhere to pass as well. As this was one of the better passes that we saw tonight on the run from Chapel Pope and in rhythm for Braxton Haney.
Right, and he had to throw it across his body. He's rolling out to the left, being right-handed. He had to come back and
actually looked like kind of a college throw that time, as DJ Turner nearly taking it to the house here in the fourth quarter. As Ragland was able to score their final touchdown of the night and got the 2-point conversion both from Drake Kay to get their 19th and then 20th and 21st points of the night. Ragland Pharmacy brings to you our post-game as Spring Garden takes care of, in a wire-to-wire victory, the Ragland Purple Devils 47-21. Let's go ahead and take this time out, and we'll have more of our post-game after this.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Our Ragland Pharmacy postgame show continues on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week as the Spring Garden Panthers improve and actually finish the regular season at 9-1 overall, as they'll at least have a two-way, if not most likely a three-way tie here at the end of the regular season for them as far as the region championship with both Wadley and Ragland as well. The Ragland Purple Devils will finish their season at 6-4 overall, but they'll finish region play in Class 1A Region 6 at 5-1, likewise with the Panthers of Spring Garden. Postgame show presented by Ragland Pharmacy, serving the Ragland area since 2012 with a professional and friendly staff to take care of your prescription needs as well as over-the-counter needs as well. Visit them at 1560 Main Street in Ragland or on Facebook or at their website at raglandpharmacy.com. And once again, a big thanks to newly elected St. Clair County Board of Education member for Place 3, Representative Bogey Lovell, for our post-game and halftime highlights as well. And we'll have a twofer for you next week as far as our FNN Game of the Week. 2 games, Thursday and Friday. We'll have Munford hosting Asheville on Thursday, and then back up to Southside as Etowah and Southside will close out the regular season for us. But we'll still have our slate of postseason games coming up in a couple of weeks, but 2 games for you next week to put a bow on the regular season. And before we wrap this one up, Eddie, your final thoughts on an outstanding, impressive performance for Spring Garden tonight.
I just think it was total domination. You know, they dominated the line of scrimmage, and they had excellent execution, and that's what you want to do going into the playoffs.
Quick yes or no, could we see Spring Garden in the 1A championship game off this performance?
Absolutely yes.
We shall see. That's about a month away or so. And there you see all of our fine folks, our MVPs for tonight, especially behind the scenes. Jim Jacobs, Nathan Young, Alonzo Kirby, Seth Melisano, Jake Jacobs, Garrett Lloyd, and doing an outstanding job, especially with the adversity that we ran into audio-wise around halftime. They kept it together and got us to the finish line. A job well done, fellas. As we'll be down at Munford next Thursday, up at Southside on Friday, and don't forget Tuesday from Stretch Swings in Oxford as far as our next FNN Coaches Show. So for all of those fine folks that you saw on your screen, and for my wingman, color analyst Coach Eddie Bullock, James Hardy signing off as Spring Garden takes it over Ragland 47-21 on our FNN Game of the Week, brought to you this week by Snow Temper.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get all state. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
will be on the NFHS network exclusively next week. So be sure to get your subscription, especially if you cannot make it to the stadium this postseason. But we return for our countdown to kickoff presented by Northeast Orthopedics, and we still have a few big ones remaining tonight because this is the final week of the regular season. And so let's bring in our very own Jim Jacobs as far as taking a look at some of those big ones from around our area for week 10 of the regular season.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
We're just punching buttons down here and having fun.
There you go.
You know, I'm sorry they tried to keep Eddie out of the place. Coach, I had your reserve spot. I guess you just didn't get the message.
Hey, I didn't get it. I got out there, but hey, I got in though.
All right. You guys want to talk about some big games tonight?
Let's start off with first off, Cherokee County making the trip up to DeKalb County to face Fort Payne.
You know, Cherokee County, they've already pretty much sealed the deal as the region champs for them. They're going to host next week. Fort Payne, they're in the show as well. So, Eddie, both these guys, you know, I mean, they're fairly close to one another, so there's going to be a little bit of a rivalry there, I guess you would think. But I would think both these teams just want to get out of here and have a healthy night.
Well, I agree with you. I think they want to get in, you know, as well as both of them have played. I think they want to get in and, you know, keep everybody healthy and go into the postseason, you know, at 100% strength. So it's going to be a tough game. Fort Payne is kind of tough to beat at home, you know, but Cherokee County looks pretty good. So it depends on who plays, you know, how long the starters play and, you know.
Yeah, I think this type of game for both teams is a really good dress rehearsal for the postseason. But I think at home, it's still going to be a very competitive, close ball game, but I think the home field gives Fort Payne a slight edge.
I think I'm going to lean a little bit toward Cherokee County on the road if they play all their guys.
You know, I like Cherokee County in this matchup as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way. I know I talked to Coach Jacob Kelly earlier this week. We had the Kona ice truck up there to treat the kids on Wednesday. He almost didn't let them have a free icy, Eddie. He was so mad at them. He said they didn't practice good. They weren't focused. You know how that goes.
Absolutely. Been there, done that.
All right, let's press on to our next big one tonight. Now, I think this is an important game for Walter Wellborn because they haven't really played that well lately. They've had a tough stretch. And, Coach, they've got a road trip to Montgomery to St. James next Friday night. And Jeff Smith's got to get these kids locked in because that's going to be a tough out.
And I think he'll start tonight, you know, knowing Coach Smith. I think he'll get them up there. And I think Wellborn is probably a little bit more physical, even though Cleveland County is playing well, you know. But I think Wellborn may have the edge even though they're on the road.
Well, I think even being at home, Cleveland County, because they won't be in the postseason, you got to wonder how much motivation they also have for a game like tonight. And I think because this game, as far as just getting some momentum for the playoffs, getting a little positive feeling to end the regular season, I think the game's a little more important for Walter Wellborn, and I think for that reason Walter Wellborn goes in and gets a W.
You know, I like Wellborn in this matchup as well, guys, but you know, they've just got to play well. I just want to see them play sound and get ready for that trip next week in round one. This is an interesting ball game up on the mountain tonight, Coach. You got the number 1 Fife Red Devils that hadn't been beaten in God knows when, going to 7-2 Sylvania. Sylvania's, I believe, the number 2 seed out of that region with Piedmont, so they're not a sloppy football team. This one could be a pretty good ball game if Sylvania wants to put their mind to it.
I think it will be a pretty good ball game, but I just think Fife, you know, that's a well-oiled machine, and you know, they playing at home, and they have a lot of pride. So, you know, I have to give the edge to Fife at home.
The Red Devils tonight, no question about it. James, you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one as well.
All right, this is a good one tonight. Inter-county set up for a new kind of rivalry game as Clint Smith takes the team down Highway 21 to the newly renovated Lamar Field to take on the Oxford Yellow Jackets, who are 4th place, going to travel next week to Guntersville in the playoffs. How do you see this one, Eddie?
Well, you know, Jacksonville has a great team, and, you know, they playing well, but And, you know, I think this has probably been quite some time since you've seen an Oxford-Jacksonville game or, you know, in a county rival like that. But, you know, I kind of get an edge to Oxford at home. I think Oxford may have played just probably a little more competition, a little tougher games than Jacksonville has. So I get an edge to Oxford at home.
You know, I don't think this matters to Jacksonville how this comes out,
right,
because this is going to set them up nicely, Eddie, for the playoffs and the kind of competition they're going to see in that tough 4A South.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting ball game, but I do think being at home and facing a little tougher competition overall in 6A, I think Oxford will get probably about a 10-point win tonight.
All right, let's honor the Stars and Stripes as the flag goes up down in the north end zone. There you have it, our national anthem, which means we are getting really close to high school football tonight here in Etowah County. Jacksonville and Oxford playing tonight at Lamar Field. Ranburne and Randolph County, another little kind of cross the county border rivalry game. Eddie, these two have been playing with one another forever. I like this matchup tonight. Randolph County needs to get back on track after the beatdown they took at Dadeville this past Friday.
Well, I think they will. I think Randolph County probably just got a little bit more athleticism and probably just a little bit too more power than Ranburne have, you know. So I kind of lean toward Randolph County with this one, you know, even by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Ranburne just missing out on the playoffs this season in Randolph County. They're going to be hosting a first-round game next week. And, yeah, coming off of a tough loss to Dadeville on the road last week, yeah, I think this is a bounce-back opportunity that Randolph County takes full advantage of.
Yeah, I like Randolph County to get the job done as well. All right, Eddie, I put this one in here tonight just to pick your brain. Why in the world would Sylacauga take this game?
I have no idea.
I mean, you're a 5A program. I mean, granted, it's been a bad year for them.
Absolutely.
They're winless. They're going to make a little money off this game. There'll be more people there from Piedmont than Sylacauga probably, but I just can't see why you take this game against a 3A powerhouse like Steve Smith's Bulldogs.
Absolutely. You being 5A and being winless, and just like you said, you're playing a team of Piedmont caliber, you know. I mean, you do not want to end your season with a loss to a 3A school, even though Piedmont is the 3A school, you know. I mean, I can't figure it either, but Piedmont all the way. I just, you know.
Yeah, well, I think we all know who's going to win this one.
Without a doubt.
We're all with Piedmont on this one. All right, let's press on to our matchup here tonight, and it's a good one. It's our third year in a row of doing this ball game, and that ought to tell you something because we don't do games on a back-to-back basis. But these two, the last 2 years, Eddie, they've just been thrilling as all get out.
Right. I mean, it's a rivalry game, you know, and as you said, I mean, you throw the records out of the window, and it depends on who come to play, you know, and we've seen both of them show flashes of greatness, you know, I mean, within the programs, and it's just going to be tough to see, you know. I think it's going to be a good game tonight, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Both teams will be having postseason opportunities, should say, for some decent postseason runs. And actually last year it took a fourth quarter interception for Etowah to kind of pull away from Southside 27-14, but both teams have had their moments so far this year, and one of these two teams will indeed be getting their regular season, at least close the regular season on a positive note, and kind of giving themselves a little shot in the arm for the postseason.
Well, God knows we need a good game to finish the regular season on, because it's been a while since we had one, hadn't it, fellas?
Yeah, I think Walter Welburn in Dadeville, our last down-to-the-wire matchup. Let's go ahead and take this break as part of our Northeast Orthopedics Countdown to Kickoff, and we will have the coin toss and kickoff after this.
At Health Mart, we know you're searching for something more than a pharmacy. You're looking for convenience, so you'll find us close to home, with a wide variety of services to meet your needs. You're looking for know-how, so we make sure the advice you need is always in stock. And you're looking for personal attention, something our locally owned pharmacy and friendly staff are famous for. So if you're trying to find a pharmacy that just clicks, look no further. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Northeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Clinic with Drs. Dalton, Ryan, Kelly, Shaw, Wilson, and Blackstock is pleased to offer 5 locations to serve the Northeast Alabama area. NEO features on-site physical therapy at their South 4th Street Gadsden, Highway 77 Rainbow City, Highway 431 Boaz, and Fort Payne locations. NEO's Football Injury Clinic runs every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. through high school football season at Northeast Orthopedics 4th Street location in Gadsden, keeping you in motion at Gadsden, Rainbow City, Boaz, Setter, and Fort Payne across from Walmart.
We're about set for our toss of the coin as our head referee Ron Burgess from the Alabama High School Athletic Association, at least meeting the captains, which is the senior class. 9 seniors for Miles Holcomb's Southside Panthers, and then across the way for the Blue Devils of Etowah High School, it'll be Jayshun Patrick, as well as star athlete wide receiver Omarion Graham. That will be their team captains for tonight's ball game. James Hardy along with Coach Eddie Bullock from Barney Hood Stadium here in Southside, Alabama. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Coosa River here in Etowah County. This is the final week of the regular season, as we will have the first round of the 2022 AHSAA Playoffs next week. Site still to be determined, but go ahead and get your subscriptions in as far as the NFHS network, because that is where you will be able to catch us beginning next week exclusively on the NFHS network. And a big thanks once again to Northeast Orthopedics as far as our sponsor for tonight's countdown to kickoff, as they certainly can help you as far as the services they provide as far as hip and knee replacement, joint replacement, and a whole lot more. Find more about them at northeastorthopedics.com. The captains for both teams making their way to midfield, and we will join referee Ron Burgess for the toss of the coin.
Says for me, okay?
This is Emily Chandler. This is Sonia Blackdown.
How you doing, young man? I'm Mr. Burgess. This right here's Mr. Boat. Mr. It's good to meet you. Hey, guys, first of all, congratulations on being chosen the captain of your team. That tells us as officials you guys are leaders, all right? Part of being leaders help us out. Something that we've got to have tonight, okay? I know it's a rivalry game. Everybody wants to look good. It'd be important. Sportsmanship, all right? Big time. Everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
Keep teammates under control, please. Our visiting team, they got a choice of a coin toss. Gentlemen, there's a silver dollar there. There is heads, and there's tails. What are you going to call, young man? Say it loud so Mr. Boatman can hear it.
Heads.
I heard heads. Guys, if I happen to drop it, I'll reflip, okay? And I've got heads. So you won the toss. Do you remember what your coach wanted you to do?
Yes, sir.
That's exactly right. Everybody stay put for me a second. Has won the toss and deferred to the second half. So at this time, you probably want the football, because if you don't get it now, you ain't getting it in the second half. So you want the football. Which end zone would you like to defend? Like to defend this zone? I'd like for you guys to step over here. South side over here. South side's going to be receiving on this side. Number 6. Let's shake them up and have a great game.
First half kick.
Wins the coin toss, and they defer their option to the second half, so Southside will be receiving the opening kickoff. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our keys to the game for our final regular season game tonight. Southside and Etowah, as Etowah has a 2-game winning streak coming in as far as the series goes. And first off, 2 outstanding quarterbacks coming in my mind, Eddie, as far as which quarterback can be the best manager for his team for tonight's game.
Absolutely. Got 2 great leaders, 2 good quarterbacks, and, both of them been in the programs for a while, so it's going to be interesting to see which one comes out on top.
And then this is something that Miles Holcomb mentioned to me as Etowah comes out onto Barney Hood Stadium. For Southside, they have to be able to limit the explosive plays from a very athletic offense, especially on the perimeter for Etowah.
Well, they'll do a reverse and reverse pass, so, Etowah definitely has some tricks up their sleeves, so, explosive plays are going to be important.
And then with Southside coming onto the field, with both teams having losing skits coming into tonight, and also with a playoff game next week, which team is ready to play the most for tonight?
Absolutely, and I think Southside, they more of a methodical team, and with them playing at home, it's going to be interesting to see if they come out and get off to a great start, receiving the ball first.
Well, Southside's going to go on offense first as they lost the coin toss, Etowah winning the coin toss, and they deferred their option to the second half. So we'll see Gage Neesmith, a 2-year starter now, 2 full seasons now as the starter for Miles Holcomb's Southside Panthers. So he'll be the quarterback, but we'll see Julian Corona and company kick things off for the Etowah Blue Devils, who come in at 6-3 overall, and their region record at 5-1 in Class 4A Region 6, as the Blue Devils finished region play in a 3-way tie for first alongside Cherokee County and Aniana. So we are about ready to get tonight's ball game started, as Etowah Blue Devils will be kicking off as Corona will kick things off. Julian Corona, a rock-solid place kicker, as Cole Garrett will be one of the deep returners. Looks like Rezard as well will return deep, as we are underway with tonight's regular season finale, as Southside gets some decent field position from Cole Garrett as he returns it to the 29-yard line, as it'll be a first down and 10 yards to go. So this is the second time that we've seen both Etowah and Southside this year. The last time we came up here to Barney Hood Stadium, Southside opened a region play in Class 5A Region 6 with a very convincing and thorough 45-7 beatdown of Lincoln. So Southside will open up in the pistol formation. Mason Teague, their workhorse running back, gets the call, as he'll go across left guard to about the 31-yard line for a gain of a couple. Looking at the offense that we'll be seeing from Southside tonight, saw Cody Roberts as far as the senior night festivities pregame with a knee brace, so I wouldn't imagine we'll be seeing him tonight as far as his role at wide receiver. But Caden McMichael, Scotty Motes, and Jordan Bryan, certainly capable receivers. Bennett Reeves will also be the tight end, and Mason Teague, that workhorse running back for Southside. Second down and long as Neesmith, all the time to throw, now throws down the field to Motes as he makes the catch. 30, 25, and taken down deep into Etowah territory for the Panther Express Car Wash first down.
Oh, he was just wide open right there. He just ran a straight go route, and he just set in the gap, and offensive line gave Neesmith enough time, and he just put it right on him.
McMichael Wace presenting our first quarter. As Southside on the march with a big-time pass play. 49 yards the pass completion from Neesmith to Scotty Motes. As we are just getting underway for the regular season finale here in Southside. And it looks like we will have some penalty yards added on to the play.
roughing the passer on the defense. 15-yard penalty, half the distance of the goal, first down.
So not only 49-yard pass completion, but half the distance on a roughing the passer penalty. So first and goal from just inside the 10. Here's the give to Teague as he'll get good running room close to the goal line as he'll be taken down around the 2-yard line as the Etowah defense will have Colton Peterson and Chris Gooden as the defensive ends and Jay Sean Patrick as the nose guard. We'll take a look as soon as we can at the rest of the Etowah defense as it'll be second and goal from the 2. Neesmith taking his time as he'll get the snap and sneak it up the middle. He's not going to get to the goal line as he, I think, got a yard that time, but it's going to set up a third down and goal from the 1. Linebackers, Andrew Pierce and Corey Duncan, along with Brent Stringer for Etowah. And then defensive backfield, you'll have Bothwell and Graham as the cornerbacks, and the safeties, Mostella, Devine, and Dingler. So third down and goal. Shotgun for Neesmith as he'll go off the right side and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Southside. And Eddie, an outstanding opening drive that time to get the first points on the board for Southside.
Absolutely, just a quarterback lead right there. And you're talking 4 plays. So that's pretty explosive in 4 plays.
Well, you include a 49-yard pass completion on the second play of the ball game, as it was Neesmith hooking up with Scotty Moats for the big Panther Express car wash first down as the place kicker Abdullah Alabasi comes on for the PAT, which is up and good. And we'll take the timeout with them. As Southside on the board first, up 7-0 on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Southside striking first as they score in 5 plays as their opening drive takes just a little over 2 minutes as there was a 1-yard quarterback keeper by Gage Neesmith, and Alabasi's PAT makes it a 7-0 early lead for Southside. So Alabasi will kick things off for Southside as Omarion Finch will be the deep returner in the middle of the field for Etowah. A line drive squib kick as Finch mishandles it and trying to get in and now does at his own 2 as he turns on the Jets, goes up the middle, has open running room, 35 and upended on potentially a touchdown saving tackle, I think by the kicker Alabasi. So turning disaster into a pot of gold that time for Omarion Finch, Coach.
Absolutely. He's one step away from taking it to the house.
Yeah, in fact, I think it was that kind of upending tackle by Alabasi that prevented a kickoff return for a touchdown. Trace Thompson comes out in the shotgun, as he'll be the starting quarterback for Etowah, as he'll quickly throw to the near side, incomplete for Brady Carver. Looking at the Etowah offense, Briggs Freeman, the running back, and the receivers will be Bodie Bennett, along with Omarion Finch, Jamison Sissom, and Brady Carver. Offensive line will have Barron at left tackle, Taylor at left guard, Causey at center, Greer at right guard, and Braylon Mosley at right tackle. 2nd and 10 as Freeman gets the call, and he'll run right into the middle of the defense, but keeps the legs churning and does get about 3 yards on the play as Evan McDonald was the first to greet Briggs Freeman to set up a 3rd and long. I'd like to thank McMichael Waste for presenting our first quarter, a full-service, non-hazardous solid waste company providing waste collection along with recycling and disposable services to commercial, industrial, and residential customers. Give them a call at 256-438-6118. Third down and about 6, as this will be Finch getting tackled in the backfield for a loss as Titan Rich, the linebacker, on the TFL.
Yeah, they had that play totally diagnosed out. They got good penetration right there. And
Southside coming out fired up, Coach, and looks like kind of the dominant emotional team right now early on.
Absolutely. I think they want to make a statement, and senior night at home, so they got a lot of motivation.
A 3-game losing streak for Southside coming into tonight, a 2-game losing streak for Etowah. As here's Trace Thompson to punt. This will be a low line drive punt that Cole Garrett watches it go inside the 30 and gets an outstanding Blue Devils roll to the 14-yard line, where Etowah will take over, first down and 10. Each and every week, the FNN High School Football Game of the Week presented to you by Alabama's conservative Republican leader, Congressman Mike Rogers. McMichael Waste, our first quarter sponsor, as this is the second drive of the first quarter, second drive of the ball game for Southside, as they took the ball 69 yards on 6 plays, capped off by a 1-yard quarterback keeper by Gage Neesmith. Neesmith awaiting the snap, and he's going to keep it off the left side as he'll get taken down on a nice open field tackle by Josh Graham from his cornerback spot.
That's a great tackle right there. They had him outnumbered, and Lee took on the lead block and made him miss, and made a great open field tackle.
Now, one of the strategic points that Miles Holcomb mentioned to me, Eddie, is that he wants to kind of slow the tempo down, keep his offense off the field, and really shorten this ball game and keep a very athletic Etowah offense off the field.
Well, I'm looking at their alignment now. Right now, they're getting outnumbered on alignment.
Here's the jet sweep handoff, as this is going to be another outstanding tackle, as it was a Mason Teague taking the handoff, and a very solid open field tackle that time for Etowah to set up a third down, and over 10 yards, we'll call it about a dozen yards to go. That's one of the reserve defenders, Corey Duncan, helping out on the tackle.
Well, right here you want to watch screens and draws right here. They got trips up top, and they got them out. So you want to make sure you...
Looks as if Etowah showing blitz, as we'll have a stoppage and plant and a flag on the field. Flag thrown at the near side of the field. Looks like a little early movement along the line of scrimmage.
Got false start on red prior to snap. False start. Here.
Ron Burgess telling us that is a false start on Southside, their first penalty of the ball game, and I believe the first penalty flag for either team in this regular season finale. Etowah won last year's matchup 27-14 to close out the 2021 regular season. Both these teams will be continuing their seasons in postseason play beginning next week. So third down, and they'll call it 17. Shotgun snap as Neesmith in the end zone, as he'll throw down the field and incomplete. As it'll be a fourth down situation coming up as Scotty Moats, the intended receiver. So good defensive stand, a 3-and-out for the Etowah defense. As there you see Scotty Moats coming back to the huddle, but it's going to be punting time for the first time tonight. And so not a whole lot of operating room for Gage Neesmith, as it'll be Amarian Finch that'll already be lined up for the punt in Southside territory. So protection, at least key for Southside here, is the kind of Australian-style kick for Neesmith, as he'll get a solid roll across midfield to the 49-yard line. McMichael Waste presents our first quarter. You can give them a call at 438-6118 or stop by their main office at 1810 Highway 431 South in Gadsden, as they provide full-service, non-hazardous solid waste. They're a full-service, non-hazardous solid waste company providing waste collection, recycling, and disposable services to commercial, industrial, and residential customers. Trace Thompson hands off to Briggs Freeman as he'll get stopped by one defender, as it'll be Titan Rich and also looks like McDonald helping out to finish off the play for minimal yardage, so it'll be a 2nd down and long for Etowah. So football will be just shy of midfield at their own 49 for Etowah. The Blue Devils went 3 and out on their opening possession. Southside took an early lead on their opening drive of the game as they went 69 yards and engaged Neesmith on a 1-yard quarterback run. Here's a quick throw and a good hit over the middle as Finch, the intended receiver, as looks as if, not sure if they say the pass was incomplete, so 3rd down and 10.
He took a pretty good shot right there on that. Had that diagnosed.
Looked like that the area for Titan Rich, among others, as far as just some physical play in the middle, the linebacking core for Southside. So 3rd down and officially 10. Line to reach for the Etowah 1st down will be the Southside 41-yard line. Panther Express Car Wash presenting all of our 1st downs for tonight. 3 men rushing for Southside as Thompson needing to find a receiver and now throws in. It is almost intercepted as Brady Burnett stepped in front of that pass and should have picked it off.
Absolutely. He should have had the scrambles reel on right there, and he just they gave him plenty enough time. That's just a coverage sack.
Well, in this case, an incompletion, and Thompson lucky to not throw that ball away as far as an interception. So Thompson will drop back deep to punt as Cole Garrett will stand at around his own 18-yard line. Southside 7 and Etowah nothing. That's the snap to Trace Thompson as he'll get a pretty solid knuckleball off as the fair catch made by Garrett at his own 23-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Southside Panthers. As each and every week, the FNN Game of the Week sponsored by FNN Bank, home of the high school spirit card. Service, solutions, and strength isn't just a tagline. At FNN Bank, we're here for you. There you also see Congressman Mike Rogers that also has helped present our Game of the Week each and every week this year. Neesmith in the shotgun. He'll survey a 3-man front and the delay give to Teague with good running room on the right side as he'll turn those feet and cross the 30 and gets taken down at the 31-yard line. You had a couple of defensive backs that time coming in for the tackle, including Josh Graham and Caleb Freeman for Etowah. So a solid, we'll call it 7.5, close to 8 yards on that 1st down run for Mason Teague. Shotgun for Neesmith. Quick bubble screen pass to Moats complete as he'll turn it upfield and get the Panther Express Car Wash 1st down across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And right now, this tempo is definitely favoring the home team in Southside right now, Eddie.
Absolutely. They going a little quick on them, not giving them time to get set, and Etowah looks like they're moving a little sluggish.
In fact, we'll have a timeout on the field. Reminds us that Panther Express Car Wash presents our 1st downs for each and every 1st down tonight. It looks as if that we have an injured player for Etowah, and we'll go ahead and take this injury timeout here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
L.J. Mostella, one of the safeties, being helped off the field, as it looks like he is favoring the right leg. So tough break for Etowah, as they'll see one of their starting safeties have to be helped off the field by a couple of their assistants. First quarter, as it is Southside in control of the tempo, and they have the lead up 7-0 here in the first quarter on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. McMichael Waste presenting our first quarter, as Neesmith will give to Teague as he'll get nothing on the play on outstanding defense. A fairly aggressive defense that time, as Jay Sean Patrick helping out on the tackle for Etowah.
Absolutely, they got great penetration on that and was able to stuff it for no gain.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Approaching the 4-minute mark left in the opening quarter. 3 receivers to the far side for the Panthers. Neesmith under some pressure, evading pressure, looking downfield, and now throws downfield, has a receiver, and that is incomplete. Had a wide open man down the field for what could have been a big score in Caden McMichael, but it goes through the hands, incomplete.
Well, just scrambling drill. They know each other, and he brought his route on across the field. It wasn't designed for that, but when he saw his quarterback in trouble, he brought his route, brought it to him, and actually had an opportunity for a big gain.
Well, one of the things that Coach Glover for Etowah told me this week was that Gage Neesmith is the best quarterback that they have seen this year. And I think you saw a little bit why, the accuracy and the arm strength throwing on the run. 3rd and 10, as before the snap, we'll have a flag on the play. A flag at the near side of the field. This is the final home game for Southside this season, as we'll hear from Ron Burgess.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Make it 3rd down and 15. This drive started at the 23-yard line. So one Panther Express car wash first down later and a penalty later. And the football now at the 33 with a 3rd and 15. Line to reach for the first down, their own 48 for Southside. 3 receivers on the play as Neesmith to throw. Plenty of time, and now throws to Moats down the field, and it's incomplete. Moats did a really nice job, Eddie, that time of getting himself in position, but the pass was a little bit high, incomplete.
Yeah, just a simple route right there, but the safety actually is letting him, if you see him letting him cut across his face and just he getting it high point, and he just basically playing the tackle.
That was Damon Devine that had the outside position, but Scotty Moats that had the position for the ball, but as you mentioned, the pass was just a little bit high, as Moats a little bit shaken up on that last play. So it'll be a 3rd down stop, and so punting time for Southside, as Neesmith will stay on the field for punting duties, and Omarion Finch will come out to receive the punt. Finch lined up at his own 34-yard line, as Etowah has come out struggling out of the gate. There's the snap and the Australian-style kick, as Finch will let it drop and gets a Southside roll as it'll go out of bounds around the 22-yard line. So the field position being won right now by Southside, but Etowah trying to hang in there, but they need to get a little bit of a spark going offensively, Eddie.
Right, they got to get something going. They had the field position flipped, and they let Southside flip it back on in their favor. So, they're going to have to get something going on this drive.
No first down so far, a couple of 3-and-outs for the Blue Devils offense, as Etowah will take over 1st and 10 from officially their own 23-yard line. Here's the quick bubble screen pass to the far side. That's going to be complete to Finch, as he'll lower his head and get across the 25, as they'll spot the ball around the 26-yard line for a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 coming up. so far the Southside defense has more than had their way with the Etowah offense. Southside's defense, as we've mentioned already, a couple of 3-and-outs. The Etowah offense coming in averaging 34 points per ball game as Freeman having trouble getting any sort of running room as the whistles have blown and the play has been blown dead back around the line of scrimmage. It looked as if, at least according, or maybe, I think we have a flag on the play. Let's find out what Ron Burgess has for us.
Inadvertent, we're going to replay this down. Here we go. I'm fixing to signal it right now. During the run, inadvertent.
So there you heard from Ron Burgess, a accidental whistle that time, inadvertent whistle, so they'll replay a 2nd down and 7 with 2:48 left in the first quarter. Southside with the early advantage so far as they drove 69 yards on their opening drive. The big play of that drive, a 49-yard bomb from Gage Neesmith to Scotty Moats, and that was capped off by a 1-yard 3rd and goal, a quarterback keeper for Gage Neesmith. So Trace Thompson back in the shotgun. He'll roll to the near side, pump fakes, and now throws across his body, and that is almost intercepted. Bad decision that time, as you had Silas Osborne, the safety, with the ball going through his hands, Coach.
Well, he double pumped it. He had him on the first if he'd have released the football, but when he double pumped it, he gave the defensive back an opportunity to undercut the route.
Now, when we talked with Coach Glover as far as our FNN coaches show earlier in the month, he mentioned to us that Trace Thompson's decision-making had gotten better, but that was one of those decisions that I'm sure Glover and Thompson would like to have back. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Snap to Thompson. Time, throws down the field, and that's incomplete on solid coverage that time by Southside. As Carver, the intended receiver, and there you saw the linebacker Phillips as well as the cornerback Burnett on the coverage.
Well, it looked like to me he just missing a lot of routes. You know, they're not running crisp routes, and even when they do get a route that's pretty decent, he's overthrowing them. So
there's Cole Garrett on your screen, set to return, standing at around his own 42-yard line. The officials get a fresh football from the far sideline as Trace Thompson will punt it away once again for Etowah. Etowah coming out sluggish so far tonight as another knuckleball punt. Fair catch by Garrett at his own 48-yard line. First quarter brought to you by McMichael Waste, a full-service, non-hazardous solid waste company providing waste collection, recycling, and disposal services to commercial, industrial, and residential customers. You can give them a call at 256-438-6118 or stop by their main office at 1810 Highway 431 in Gadsden. So Southside offense with actually their best starting field position of the night. 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Neesmith in the shotgun, but we have a flag on the play. The flag dropped at the near side, almost right directly in front of us.
5 against red, 5 against red. Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 1st down.
So there you heard the false start, and appeared that Cannon Wilson, the man called on that false start. So 1st down and 15, trips receivers to the far side. As Neesmith gets the snap, and the quick bubble screen pass goes to the far side, complete to Bryan. As he'll advance upfield across the original line of scrimmage to the 49-yard line for a gain of 6. So just pretty much an extension of a running game type of pass that time, but gets the job done and gets the offense for Southside in a manageable position, Eddie.
Well, we call that a long handoff.
Indeed, indeed. So second down, and they'll move the football to the 50-yard line, so we'll say a 2nd and 8 officially. Blitz coming, play action for Neesmith. Escapes the pressure, looking for a receiver, sets up and throws. Jump ball situation as that is caught with a flag on the play. As Southside will have the first down as it was McMichael on the bomb. So a Panther Express car wash first down as there you see McMichael just outfight the defender for the football and the first down.
Yeah, the defender's not even playing the ball. He just, it's like they letting him jump and catch it and then trying to make the tackle.
Featuring Ladies' Day specials every Wednesday, veterans and military discounts, and unlimited monthly membership starting at just $19.99.
During the pass on the defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Also, the unlimited monthly membership starting at just $19.95 a month. That's Panther Express Car Wash. So that is a 47-yard pass completion, setting up a 1st and goal from the 3. Reeves in motion. Snap, and this will be the give to Teague going into the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Southside. So it looks as if it's Southside's at least quarter, and right now they have all the momentum on this senior night effort.
Just a little outside zone right there.
Just a simple handoff as Mason Teague goes in for 6 untouched. So a 1-yard Gage Neesmith touchdown run to open the scoring, and now a 3-yard touchdown run by Mason Teague. Alabasi with the PAT, that is up, and that is good. So Etowah in early trouble as they're down 14-0 late first quarter of the FNN High School football game.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At iCare Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Etowah and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. iCare Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
For Southside as the ball bounces to Finch at the 5. Trotting to the 20, now kicks it into another gear down the near sideline. Tight ropes the sideline and is called back out of bounds at his own 44-yard line. But maybe a little kickstarter as far as momentum for Etowah as Marion Finch gets a 39-yard kickoff return.
Oh, he quick, man. That's great. Stiff arm right there, and he set him up. He started in the middle of the pack, and he just made that one guy whiff at him, and he's off to the races.
Check that. They'll spot the football back at the 39, but still a very solid 34-yard kickoff return for Marion Finch. Finch, that his head coach described as one of the top athletes in Class 4A at the beginning of the season, as here comes Thompson into the open field, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and taken down almost out of bounds as it was Silas Osborne saving the touchdown on the first Panther Express car wash first down of the night for Etowah.
That's a great run. I thought at one point in the backfield he was about to give up on the play.
Well, it goes from the 39, their own, all the way to the south side 14-yard line. So that is a 47-yard keeper for Trace Thompson. By far the longest and most successful play of the night for Etowah. So we're under 50 seconds left in the opening quarter at 48.9 seconds left in the first quarter. A couple of short touchdown runs for Southside, as here's the rollout and the throw into the end zone as that is caught for the Etowah touchdown by Omarion Finch.
That was excellent execution, the rollout. He run a corner route with the inside, and he had him beat from him. That's a great throw by Thompson right there. Just great throw and catch.
I'll tell you what, we've seen both of these quarterbacks make outstanding decisions and good execution on throws on the run. So that was a 14-yard touchdown pass from Trace Thompson to Omarion Finch as Julian Corona for the PAT. Snap, hold, kick on the way. It is up, and it is good. So we'll take the timeout with them. Southside up 14-7 on the FNN High School football game of the week.
At Health Mart, we know you're searching for something more than a pharmacy. You're looking for convenience, so you'll find us close to home with a wide variety of services to meet your needs. You're looking for know-how, so we make sure the advice you need is always in stock. And you're looking for personal attention, something our locally owned pharmacy and friendly staff are famous for. So if you're trying to find a pharmacy that just clicks, look no further. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Corona kicks off for Etowah as Southside will advance the football across the 30 to about the 32-yard line as Cole Garrett receives the kickoff for Southside. And so Etowah coming up with a very nice response that time after getting in a 2-touchdown hole. It just took 2 plays and 61 yards, including a 47-yard run from Trace Thompson to set up the 14-yard touchdown pass from Thompson to Omarion Finch.
And that's explosive. I mean, you're talking about an explosive kick return and then 2 plays.
Let's see what Southside can do here as Reeves comes into motion at the tight end. Snap and the delayed give goes to Mason Teague as he'll be taken down from behind around the line of scrimmage. As that was very solid tackling that time from the Etowah defense, from the defensive end, Chris Gooden coming from behind to make the tackle. And they'll give forward progress for Teague of about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. As we're about to wind down the first quarter, and it appears that Southside will let the first quarter clock expire. As it's been an action-packed first quarter for both the quarterbacks. Explosive plays for Gage Neesmith and Trace Thompson, setting up our present score after 1. Southside 14 and Etowah 7.
Northeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Clinic with Drs. Dalton, Ryan, Kelly, Shaw, Wilson, and Blackstock is pleased to offer 5 locations to serve the Northeast Alabama area. NEO features on-site physical therapy at their South 4th Street Gadsden, Highway 77 Rainbow City, Highway 431 Boaz, and Fort Payne locations. NEO's Football Injury Clinic runs every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. through high school football season at Northeast Orthopedics 4th Street location in Gadsden, keeping you in motion at Gadsden, Rainbow City, Boaz, Center, and Fort Payne across from Walmart.
Southside Panthers 14 and the Etowah Blue Devils 7. As we begin the second quarter, McMichael Waste presented our first quarter, and the city of Southside presents our second quarter. So it'll be Southside trying to extend their 14-7 lead. There's Neesmith in the shotgun. There you see Bryan going into motion to the far side. Neesmith gets the snap. Blitz coming, and the play will stop as it appears we have a flag once again on the near side. Actually, this time thrown at the far side.
50, 5-0. Here. Start of the snap. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down. Cold.
It appears that Dax Causey, I think, was the guilty party on that illegal procedure. So it'll be a second down and 14 to go as we are just underway in the second quarter. City of Southside, one of the fastest growing cities in Etowah County. We'll tell you more about them in a moment. As the second and long play coming up as the slant pass complete to Moats, and an outstanding open field tackle that time by Andrew Pierce as he makes the tackle immediately when Scotty Moats receives the pass.
It's just great defense right there. I think they were communicating.
Yeah, solid concentration that time by Moats, but fundamental tackling that time on defense by Andrew Pierce. Pass completion of 5 yards, so that makes up for the false start penalty and sets up a 3rd down and 9. Teague in motion. Here's the tunnel screen pass that is deflected, caught, but for a loss by Jordan Bryan. That was deflected right around where the pass was thrown. I think it might have been Gooden that time that got the pass deflection. And so that's going to be a 4th down and long and a 1-yard loss. So punting time on a 3 and out by the Southside offense. So back to punt will be Neesmith. So Marion Finch will receive standing at his own 37.
Well, Etowah did what they needed to do to get off the field. Now let's see what they can do with the return.
There's a high, short, very short punt that'll not even get past or barely past the original line of scrimmage. As it'll be Etowah getting outstanding field position at the Southside 37-yard line. So that was, about a 5-yard punt that time by Gage Neesmith. And so we saw this the first time we came up to Southside this year, where Lincoln had a short punt that really kind of set up Southside for the rest of their ball game as far as their success in that game. Let's see what Etowah does here. RPO pass to Finch near side complete as he'll get taken down across the 30 to about the 27-yard line as Cole Garrett comes up for the tackle for Southside. So that's 29-yard line. They'll officially spot the football. So that'll be a gain of 8 yards on 1st down. So it looks as if that kickoff return and then a couple of explosive plays, one in the air and one on the ground from Trace Thompson, has gotten this Blue Devil squad going. Here's another RPO pass complete to Carvers. He'll be taken down in the backfield. Looks like Cole Garrett again on the tackle, this time a TFL.
Well, it's a bad decision right there. He had an inside post route that was wide open, and he released the ball too soon right there. You know, they had an advantage on the outside. It's just a bad read on Thompson's part.
So that's a loss of 6 yards that time on the bubble screen pass. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Line to reach for the Panther Express Car Wash 1st down will be the 27. Under 10 minutes to go until halftime. Southside leading wire to wire so far as Thompson throwing the fade pattern down the field, and that is caught into the end zone for the touchdown is Jamison Sissom.
That's just another great throw right there. You know, I initially thought he may have put too much on it, but he knows receivers. He sat down and just kind of flicked his wrist right there. And excellent throw, I mean.
Oh, outstanding look that time. And there you saw Sissom just outstretch his arms and that ball go right into the breadbasket for a 35-yard touchdown.
They're giving him all day to throw it, too. The offensive line is doing a fantastic job of blocking for him up front.
Corona for the PAT. Snap, hold, and kick on the way, and all are good. So we'll take the timeout. All tied up at 14. New ball game for Etowah and Southside on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
The city of Southside, one of the fastest growing cities in Etowah County, located on the banks of the Coosa River with scenic neighborhoods offering an escape from the hectic world. The citizens of Southside are friendly, neighborly, and are always demonstrating Southern hospitality. It's a wonderful place to call home and a great place to visit. Visit them online at thecityofsouthside.com or on Facebook. Here's the return for Mason Teague as he'll zigzag his way across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. As the city of Southside presenting our second quarter, and so far Etowah got down as far as to start off this ball game in a 2-score hole, down 14 points. And Eddie, they've done an outstanding job of responding strong.
Absolutely, 2 great pass plays. For touchdowns, and we got ourselves a ball game right now.
Anybody's ball game at this point, a brand new ball game, as Gage Neesmith and Southside will come back onto the field. First down and 10 from their own 29. Delayed give goes to Teague as he'll follow his blocking. Good moves as he'll get across the 35, and he will get his first down, a Panther Express car wash first down. Outstanding running that time by Mason Teague, who's really been a workhorse running back this year, according to head coach Miles Holcomb.
Well, that's the same action they've been giving them off the bubble screens, the tunnel screens, with those 2, the guard and the tackle pulling. But that time they just ran a lead off of it.
2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Neesmith will hand off as it'll be Teague getting a couple of yards that time as he'll fall across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Mason Teague has had an outstanding season so far. Been, as we've mentioned several times so far, a workhorse running back, a very productive running back. I think had 3 touchdowns in their victory when we were up here against Lincoln in their first region game of the season. And just a junior, so he'll be certainly a contributing factor for next year's squad. Pump fake and the throw. Open receiver for Bryan, complete. He could go 15, 10, 5, give him 6. Touchdown, Southside. That'll get the fans on their feet as an outstanding pump fake, an excellent touch by Gage Neesmith on his first touchdown toss of the night.
Well, just gave him a little hitch.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct called after the touchdown, but you saw one of the best, certainly, pocket passers in Class 5A that we've seen, in Gage Neesmith, as he's now accounted for a couple of touchdowns in the first half. So, unsportsmanlike conduct called on Southside. And they're going to apply that penalty on the kickoff. So a 59-yard touchdown pass from Neesmith to Jordan Bryan. It'll be the Panthers going back on top 20-14. Abdullah Alabasi on for his 3rd PAT of the night. So a shootout right now as the hold and the kick is up and it is off to the left. No good. But Southside has the lead once again of 20-14 here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Southside 20 and Etowah 14. We are still in the second quarter, folks, as we're approaching the 8-minute mark until halftime. The 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week brought to you by the Calhoun County Commission. If you're looking for the perfect place to live or start a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. So it'll be Alabasi kicking off from the 25 after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the touchdown. So that was a 59-yard touchdown strike from Neesmith to Jordan Bryan. So that means that the deep returner Omarion Finch will line up at his own 29-yard line. Alabasi kicking it, a squib kick that'll be knocked down around the 30 as Finch picks it up at the 30. Looking to angle for some room, breaks one tackle, and he'll break another and has some running room far side, 45, as Finch still on his feet and out of bounds, as he'll provide outstanding field position inside the Southside 40 at the 37-yard line.
He's just hard to bring down. He set that up. That's just hard running right there at him. One missed tackle, good stiff arm. Okay, he just outrun that guy.
Phillips in Teague for Southside, whiffing on the tackling attempts, for Southside. As it'll be for the second straight time, the Etowah offense starting a drive inside the Southside 40. Line creeping up for Southside as Thompson under pressure, and he's going down back at his own 44-yard line.
It's just a bad decision again now. He should have got rid of that football, even if you just throw it away. I mean, he should have gotten rid of it. He's out of the pocket and now.
Brady McCutcheon, the linebacker, doing a very nice job solo-wise at taking down big old Trace Thompson. So that went from the Southside 37, and the line of scrimmage now at the Etowah 47. So that is a loss of 16 yards on the sack. So second down and long as Thompson rolls under pressure and now fires, and that's incomplete. Intended for Jamison Sissom, and so we saw a little bit of how strong that arm was for Trace Thompson.
Excellent arm strength,
Actually, both quarterbacks that we're seeing tonight, some of the best arms as far as the velocity we've seen all season long. Etowah coming in at 6-3 overall on the season. Southside with a win would have a winning record no matter what happens in the playoffs. Southside at 5-4 coming in to tonight's ball game. Second down and 26 as Thompson, all day to throw, steps up, trying to evade a tackle and does so. Step arms another man and now goes down the sideline, still on his feet at the 30 as he makes something out of nothing and gets well into Southside territory. Actually pretty close to the first down at the 29-yard line.
Excellent run right there. You just made some people miss. A good stiff arm right there.
Needed 26 and got 24 yards on that play. So that was a 3rd and 26. It's going to set up a 4th down and 2, and the Blue Devils are going to go for it. So Etowah needs the 27 for a Panther Express car wash first down. Twin receivers to each side, snap, and here's the fade pattern down the far side as that is incomplete with a flag on the play. Cole Garrett on the coverage. for Southside, as that was intended, I think, for system once again, and that's going to keep the drive alive.
Well, it's a great call right there. You got a pass interference right there, and he definitely grabbed him right there and just pulled him down. If not, that would have been a touchdown.
Check that Amarian Finch had beaten Cole Garrett down the far sideline and drew the flag as Garrett actually made the good play defensively to prevent the touchdown.
During the pass interference on the defense, half the distance to the goal, so first down.
So it's going to be first down after the pass interference penalty gives Etowah the Panther Express car wash first down. So 1st and 10 from the Southside 14. Thompson throws over the middle, has a wide open receiver for the touchdown as Brady Carver reels it in for 6.
Just a seam route, straight seam route right there. Now he's wide open. It's a busted coverage.
14 yards on the touchdown pass. Second 14-yard touchdown pass of the night for Trace Thompson. And there you see nobody in the area code for Carver right in the seam in the middle of the defense. And so Etowah has a chance with the PAT to take their very first lead of the game. Corona on for the point after. He's made both of his tries so far. Snap and holder there, and the kick off toward the left, but sneaks in the upright. It's good. So Etowah takes the lead as we'll take the timeout with them here on the FNN High School Football Game of the
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
A shootout tonight at Barney Hood Stadium as temperatures are at 60 degrees now under clear skies, and all clear for the offenses as we're in a shootout. Etowah 21 and Southside 20 with 5 minutes 54 seconds to go until halftime. This second quarter presented by the city of Southside. Corona with the low line drive squib kick that goes out of bounds around the 23-yard line. So it's going to be solid field position coming up for Southside, as it's been back and forth ever since a 14-0 start to this game for Southside. So it was 14-0 to start out, 14-7 after one. And it's been basically the two teams exchanging touchdowns ever since the end of the first quarter. Trace Thompson with 2 touchdowns in the air, both 14-yard touchdown passes. As we'll have the Southside offense come out onto the field. Actually, check that, 3 touchdown passes, rather. 2 14-yarders and a 35-yarder as well. So here's Neesmith on the delay give as being tripped up is Mason Teague at a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, actually. So a loss of 2 on solid Etowah defense. Looked like a run blitz that time, but they was able to bottle up Mason Teague.
Well, it looked like they done made some good adjustments on that pulling the guard and the tackle right there, and they actually running it down from the backside. They stuffing it at the line of scrimmage on the play side, and they're running it down from the backside.
So second down and a dozen. Neesmith gets the snap, and he'll play action immediately under pressure. Looking for help as he'll have to go out of bounds, and gets a little bit of a love tap going out of bounds about for a yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd and long, approaching that 5-minute mark until halftime. So 3 touchdown passes officially for Trace Thompson. 2 total touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air for Gage Neesmith, and Mason Teague has a rushing touchdown in the first quarter.
Well, Etowah was close to bailing him out right there. You know, he was going out of bounds, and, you know, it's a late hit. If he had went down to the ground, I can pretty much assure you he probably would have got a 15-yarder.
Trips receivers to the near side on 3rd down and 11 as Neesmith with the blitz coming. As he'll roll out, now reverses field, and he'll have to dump it down, complete the Reeves. But that's going to be back to the original line of scrimmage. No further, as that was outstanding defense for Etowah to get off the field as Colton Peterson helps out on the tackle.
I think Etowah's found something now. They covering those trips pretty well.
One of the things that Coach Glover mentioned to me, Matt Glover mentioned to me this week, was that the preparation and really the bad practices the past couple of weeks have really cost his team when it comes to their focus and ultimately their on-the-field performance the last couple of weeks. And certainly they started off sluggish, but they have responded very well here over the last about full quarter of play. Punt for Neesmith. That's a high kind of wobbler to the far side. And let's see where they spot that out of bounds, and I don't think that went very far either for Gage Neesmith.
It's another short punt.
So Etowah's going to get, once again, outstanding field position. So let's see where they're going to spot the football right at midfield. So that was about, I think, a 13-yard punt that time for Gage Neesmith. So 2 touchdown passes this quarter, 3 in the ball game for Etowah's Trace Thompson as he'll get the snap. And here comes a reverse, and looks like a reverse pass as Thompson behind the defense as the pass is overthrown. Incomplete. So Matt Glover going into his bag of tricks that time as Omarion Finch got the handoff from Briggs Freeman and had a wide open Thompson but just overthrew it.
Well, he actually had 3 receivers. He had Thompson open and had 2 more back behind him that were open, but that was that trick play I told you about at the beginning of the show, was that, you know, they run that little receiver reverse halfback pass.
We're going to have a timeout on the field, and so we're going to take the timeout with them. It's anybody's ball game here in the second quarter on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At iCare Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Etowah and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. iCare Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
At Health Mart, we know you're searching for something more than a pharmacy. You're looking for convenience, so you'll find us close to home with a wide variety of services to meet your needs. You're looking for know-how, so we make sure the advice you need is always in stock. And you're looking for personal attention, something our locally owned pharmacy and friendly staff are famous for. So if you're trying to find a pharmacy that just clicks, look no further. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D.
The city of Southside presents our second quarter. As on 2nd and 10, the pitch back goes to the wide receiver in Omarion Finch as he'll cross the Southside 45 to the 44-yard line for a gain of 6 yards. The FNN High School Football Game of the Week, presented every week by Young Oil Grub Mart, home of the 99-cent bag of ice and everybody's favorite, the popcorn bucket. So buy yours and get free popcorn refills for an entire year. James Hardy, Eddie Bullock with you from Southside High School here in Southside, Alabama. The final week of the regular season in the state of Alabama. 3rd down and 4 as Thompson keeps and will get bottled up as he breaks out of one but cannot break out of another tackle. So it'll be 4th down coming up as the Etowah defense led by Titan Rich and Brady McCutcheon on the tackle. Gain of a yard, so it'll be 4th down and 3 as we're under 2:20 left until halftime. Etowah 21 and Southside 20.
I think you have to punt this football right here, James, and flip the field position. And you're leading by 1, so I wouldn't give Southside, as explosive as they are, I don't think I'd give them an opportunity right at midfield.
Etowah going for it, though, as Thompson throws down the field into double coverage, and that's incomplete. Intended for System as you had double coverage that time. Silas Osborne, one of those defenders for Southside on the coverage. All day to throw that time by Thompson, but also there you see in the back end of the defense, Osborne and one of his other teammates actually coming off the bench that time. One of the first times we've seen Caden McMichael actually on defense, as he was able to keep up stride for stride as well with Jamison Sissom. So turnover on downs. There's a 1st and 10 for Southside. There's the delay give to Teague as he gets stood up almost as soon as he gets the handoff, as Chris Gooden has had an outstanding ball game so far at defensive end, that time with a TFL. So we're at 95 seconds left until halftime. I mean, interesting second half coming up as far as how these two coaches, how they approach at least discussing what they want to do as far as strategy for the second half with their teams. Second down pass. As here's the throw down the field, and that is incomplete. Solid coverage that time for Etowah as the pass falls harmlessly to the ground.
That was excellent coverage right there. He got a hand in and deflected the ball, and that's how you want to play it.
Connor Dingler playing a safety spot, that time on the deflection. So Caden McMichael, the intended receiver, as it'll be 3rd down and 13 to go with the clock stopped at 1:10 until halftime. Line to reach for the first down will be the Etowah 47. Blitz coming, throw down the near side, and that's intercepted. This could go all the way as Etowah has the football, and they'll have the football at the 27-yard line, as it looks like Devine that time on the pick.
Well, he just sit back and read that, and that's an excellent coverage right there. He undercut the route right there. He undercut it and just went in.
So a timely interception for Etowah. Let's check that. One of the reserves, a freshman, Keelan Smith, coming off the bench, making the interception. So that was about a 25-yard return, so they'll set up shop at the 27, will Etowah, as the bubble screen pass is complete, as it's Finch with the football, as he'll get a Panther Express car wash first down in the red zone around the 16-yard line.
Well, you want to put it in the playmaker's hand, he just throw it out to the side out there and makes an excellent catch, and you get a good block right there.
Looks as if we have an injury all the way on the opposite side of the field, and that is a Southside player down. Looks like one of their defensive starters as well. Actually, Evan McDonald, the defensive end, still down on the field. Been a back and forth first half. A little physicality as well, as it was Southside getting off to a 14-0 lead early in this ball game in the first quarter, but Etowah has taken control in the late part of the first quarter and then pretty much throughout this second quarter.
I think they've found their rhythm right now, and they're kind of clicking pretty well.
So Evan McDonald helped to his feet as he'll slowly make that long walk across the width of the field. So be sure to join us, by the way, as far as playoff coverage this season. Still to be determined where we're going for the first round, but we will be exclusively on the NFHS network. So get your subscription and join us for some outstanding, exciting playoff football this 2022 season. And then there you go, right on the screen. We'll tell you to begin next week on Monday as far as where we'll be going for the first round of the 2022 playoffs. So after the injury timeout, they'll wind the clock down as we're at 45 seconds left until halftime. Freeman in motion as he'll get the swing pass. That is a run play as he'll advance it down the near sideline. Will Briggs Freeman to around the 12-yard line. As looks like all 3 timeouts at the disposal for Matt Glover in Etowah. And Etowah will use one of those timeouts here. 25.6 seconds to go until halftime. So that was actually because it was behind where the ball was thrown. So that's a 6-yard run for Briggs Freeman.
Absolutely, and that's a dangerous pass too, because if he fumbled that ball, you're looking at a scoop and score.
So a lot of offense so far. Actually, one of the most explosive offensive performances, especially for a first half we've seen all season long here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. A lot of Panther Express Car Wash first downs so far, as they feature Ladies' Day specials every Wednesday, veterans and military discounts, and unlimited monthly memberships starting at just $19.95 a month. Open daily. Stop in and get your clean shine on at 3026 Pilgrims Rest Road in Southside. 28 seconds on the dot remaining until halftime. 3 touchdown passes for Trace Thompson, as he's had a pair of 14-yard passes and a 35-yard touchdown pass. And for Southside, they're scoring a 1-yard run by Gage Neesmith, a 3-yard run by Mason Teague, and also a 59-yard pass from Neesmith to Jordan Bryan. Freeman goes in motion, so empty backfield, as we'll have a flag on the play. Flag dropped at the near side of the field, as Ron Burgess will tell us who the penalty is on.
Prior to snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
So Dax Causey that time on the snap infraction, getting a little early head start that time, so a bit of a reprieve for the Southside defense, as it'll be second down and 9. Ball at the 16-yard line. Freeman the lone setback, as Thompson will get the snap. Pressure coming, as he'll step away from the pressure and throws into the end zone for the touchdown. Jamison Sissom on his second touchdown grab of the night.
That's just a great step up in the pocket. You'll see that they Southside sent a blitz on the outside, and he just stepped up in and released it.
We'll take a second look in some outstanding athleticism that time by Trace Thompson, who has taken over so far in the second quarter.
If you'll look, you're going to see a blitz come there, right in there, and he's going to step up in the pocket.
And there you see Thompson having his way with the rushing defenders, as Sissom all alone in the end zone. Corona booting the PAT. That is up, and that is good. So we'll take the timeout. 28-20, Etowah with the lead. 21.8 seconds until halftime here on the FNN High School Football Game of the
Week. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
Julian Corona squib kicks it to a Southside up man who will fall on the football around the 30-yard line. So with 21.8 seconds to go until halftime, Etowah cashes in on a Gage Neesmith interception and turns it into 7 points. As Etowah takes their largest lead of the night, now up 8, as they were down 14-0 late in the first quarter and have scored 28 of the last 34 points in the ball game. Maybe a couple of plays left in the first half for Southside as Neesmith trying to shake off that last INT.
Well, you don't want to play too soft and let them throw something underneath and get a big gainer.
Here's Mason Teague going up the middle across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. It appears that Miles Holcomb's squad will just try and at least run out the clock. And then looks like they're going to set up for maybe one more play, or rather not, as they're just going to let this clock wind down to double zeros as we're at halftime. Etowah roars back from a 14-0 deficit as they're now up 28-20 at halftime here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
a.m. through high school football season at Northeast Orthopedics 4th Street location in Gadsden. Keeping you in motion at Gadsden, Rainbow City, Boaz, Setter, and Fort Payne across from Walmart.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Northeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Clinic with Drs. Dalton, Ryan, Kelly, Shaw, Wilson, and Blackstock is pleased to offer 5 locations to serve the Northeast Alabama area. NEO features on-site physical therapy at their South 4th Street Gadsden, Highway 77 Rainbow City, Highway 431 Boaz, and Fort Payne locations. NEO's Football Injury Clinic runs every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. through high school football season at Northeast Orthopedics 4th Street location in Gadsden. Keeping you in motion at Gadsden, Rainbow City, Boaz, Setter, and Fort Payne across from Walmart.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
At halftime, as Etowah leads 28-20 over the Southside Panthers, the final regular season game of the 2022 season. As we appreciate you for joining us, as always, our halftime coverage presented to you by the Calhoun County Commission as they invite you to take a look at what they have to offer. And we'll send it down to the field for our halftime entertainment from the Etowah High School Marching Band.
and gentlemen, the Etowah High School Marching Blue Devil Band.
The Etowah High School Marching Band at halftime as the Southside Marching Band about to make their way out into the field, but we'll pay some bills here at halftime on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Halftime from Barney Hood Stadium here in Southside, Alabama, at the campus of Southside High School, as it is Etowah leading rival Southside 28-20. We saw the Etowah High School Marching Band to begin halftime, and now the Southside High School Marching Band taking the field for their halftime performance. As always, our halftime coverage of our FNN High School Football Game of the Week presented to you by the Calhoun County Commission, as they remind you, as always, whether you're looking to find a place to live or that perfect place to live, that is, or start a new business, be sure to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. A lot of fireworks on the field, and the bands, as always, providing their fireworks and halftime entertainment to the fans, and we'll send it down to the field for the Southside Marching Band. Southside High School Marching Band presenting our halftime performance with some fireworks added at the end of their performance. Still a whole half of football to go as far as our FNN High School Football Game of the Week, and the second half still to come as we'll take this time out on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At iCare Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Etowah and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. iCare Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
At Health Mart, we know you're searching for something more than a pharmacy. You're looking for convenience, so you'll find us close to home with a wide variety of services to meet your needs. You're looking for know-how, so we make sure the advice you need is always in stock. And you're looking for personal attention, something our locally owned pharmacy and friendly staff are famous for. So if you're trying to find a pharmacy that just clicks, look no further. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At iCare Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Etowah and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. iCare Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
A shootout in the first half as the two teams combined for 48 points in the first 24 minutes. What does the next and final 24 minutes of the regular season have in store? Could be a whole lot more offense like we saw in the first quarter, as there's one of the long completions in the first quarter for Gage Neesmith. And then this is the second score for Southside in the first quarter for Mason Teague. That made it 14-0 after the Alabasi extra point. But after that point, Eddie, Trace Thompson took over for Etowah.
Absolutely. And Southside uncharacteristically is getting a lot of penalties. You know, they typically don't get that many penalties, but it's actually helping Etowah to sustain drives and, you know, ultimately let them take the lead. They had 21 unanswered points.
And then that was a Brady McCutcheon sack of Trace Thompson. But, I mean, we saw a lot of the athleticism and also the touch on the deep balls and timing patterns from Trace Thompson, as he had 4 touchdown passes, rather. 2 from 14 yards out, another from 16, and then the first touchdown we saw from Thompson of 35 yards to Jamison Sissom, who had 2 touchdown receptions in the first half. Gage Neesmith with a 1-yard touchdown run to open the scoring, actually on the very first drive for Southside in the first quarter. Mason Teague with a 3-yard run and a 59-yard touchdown pass from Neesmith to Jordan Bryan in the second quarter. And then the 4 touchdown passes we mentioned for Thompson, 2 to Jamison Sissom, another one to Amarian Finch, his first score of the night, actually, in the first quarter. And then a 14-yard pass also to Brady Carver in the second quarter. what does Southside need to do as far as making adjustments, especially to what Trace Thompson's been able to do on offense as far as Southside's defense here in the second half?
Well, I think they need to get more pressure on the quarterback. You know, they need to try to blitz a little bit more and get safeties over the top. You know, Etowah has too much speed for them to try to cover one-on-one, and I think they need to get some help over the top of the receivers, you know, to keep them from getting the deep balls.
O'Marion Finch, the deep man, set to return, as it'll be Etowah who won the coin toss, defer their option to the second half. They will take the football to begin the third quarter. Eye Care Alabama presents our third quarter, a practice designed to meet the needs of each of their patients. Dr. Mohan and Dr. Price strive for excellent outcomes at Eye Care Alabama. I'll tell you a lot more about them throughout the third quarter as Eye Care Alabama presents our third quarter. Abdullah Alabasi gets the second half underway. End over and kick to Finch as he'll field from his own 16-yard line. Angles in the middle of the field, spins around one defender and gets toppled over around the 39-yard line. So another rock-solid kickoff return for O'Marion Finch as Etowah takes over 1st and 10 to begin the third quarter from the 40 their own.
James, that's one of the adjustments I would make. I wouldn't kick it to Finch. I mean, every return he has had has been an excellent return, and I mean, you know, you have to kick it away from him. I think he's proven that, you know, he can return the football.
Well, remember late in the first quarter, his 34-yard kickoff return set up a 2-play touchdown drive to get Etowah going late in the first.
Absolutely.
So here's Thompson keeping it off the left side as he'll run over one defender and stay on his feet and still keeps going as he avoids 3 tackles and gets about a 5-yard gain.
Well, you're looking at a quarterback fullback on that play, just running over guys.
It would have been around the time I was born in the early to mid-'80s, Coach, but looked like Bo Jackson out there just shedding tacklers like a rag doll.
Absolutely. He just lowered his head, just taking them with him.
I mean, it's as far as the physical specimen out there, Trace Thompson, you have to have about 2 or 3 guys just kind of gang tackle him because it's awfully hard for one guy to bring somebody like Thompson down.
Well, he's built like a linebacker.
And he certainly has the throwing arm of one of the best quarterbacks in Class 4A. Shotgun as rolling will be Thompson, looking for help, and now dumps it down to Finch right in front of us, complete, as he'll get contained very nicely by Cole Garrett as well as Phillips, the linebacker for Southside. About a 1-yard gain that time. Eye Care Alabama presenting our third quarter. At Eye Care Alabama, each patient they serve gets the best vision and medical care possible. The ultimate goal is to treat each patient like family. So come on in. We're here for you with locations in Piedmont, Roanoke, Heflin, and Etowah. 3rd down and 4 as Southside trying to get off the field defensively. As up the middle, Thompson gets the Panther Express car wash first down and more. As he'll get knocked out of bounds inside the Southside 40 around the 35-yard line. So a Panther Express car wash first down featuring Ladies' Day specials every Wednesday, veterans and military discounts, as well as unlimited monthly membership starting at just $19.95 a year, and we have a flag on the play.
On offense.
Yes. Early indications, the hold, see where they will spot the penalty from. It was a 3rd and 4 play, so if it was a spot foul upfield, it would still result in a first down more than likely. So Ron Burgess' initial indication was the holding call on Etowah. As Ron Burgess will give his official indication here in just a few moments as we're underway here in the third quarter.
We got holding on the offense during the run. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Result of the play, first down.
So it was a spot foul downfield and just far enough for still a Panther Express car wash first down. So the 10-yard penalty still not affecting as far as Etowah's big picture of keeping this drive alive and keeping their offense on the field.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great run, and he got enough even with the hold to still move the chain. So
they needed 4 and got a net 4 yards when you include the 14 yards not affected by the penalty and then the 10 yards that were tacked on as far as that spot foul. Here's Briggs Freeman getting nice running room up the middle of the defense as he'll cross the south side 45 to the 43-yard line. We've not called Briggs Freeman's name a whole lot tonight.
When it was close to getting a delay of game, he snapped that ball with 1 second left on the play clock. So, I think Etowah want to kind of get a little better rhythm than that.
Here's the lateral far side to Sissom as he'll just tuck it and run, and he'll get wrapped up and almost taken out of bounds. I thought he was going to go out of bounds, but still a nice job by Garrett along with Phillips and others on the south side defense.
Well, I thought he was going to break that play right there. They had one-on-one blocking, and the defender just outmuscled the receiver and made an excellent open field tackle.
I don't know. It looked like, Eddie, that Matt Glover was trying to set up what looked or appeared to be, I think, a wide receiver pass that time. I've already seen one trick play from the Etowah sideline in the second quarter, as we'll have another third and 4 coming up. As the clock winding down, this is still the opening drive of the third quarter, and we're going to have a stoppage in play for a timeout on the field. So we'll take the timeout with them, as it's still 28-20 Etowah on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
Third quarter here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, as it is Etowah facing a 3rd down and 4 with an 8-point advantage, as I Care Alabama with locations in Piedmont, Roanoke, Heflin, and Etowah present our third quarter. This is the final regular season week across the Yellowhammer State as postseason play begins next week. James Hardy and Coach Eddie Bullock with you here from Barney Hood Stadium on the campus of Southside High School. Line to reach for the Panther Express car wash first down the 40 of Southside. Early snap, but Thompson handles it under pressure as he throws it down the field behind the defense, and that is caught inside the 5 at the 4-yard line by Jamison Sissom. That has made play after play after play tonight receiving wise.
Well, it went from a sack to almost a touchdown. If you look, he once he snapped the football, the center snapped the football too soon, and if you look right there, they should have had him right there locked up, and he was actually to break that tackle, and his arm so strong, he was actually just to throw it off his back foot for a kick.
There you saw Cody Cooney there in coverage, has taking it into the end zone on the quarterback keeper is Trace Thompson, his first rushing touchdown, a total of 5 touchdowns tonight. And Trace Thompson is playing like one of the best athletes in Class 4A tonight, Eddie.
Absolutely. I think he's getting what we call, he's getting his mojo going, so he's working it.
I tell you, he plays like that in the playoffs, and Etowah can do some damage in the postseason. Corona on for the PAT. Snap, hold, and kick are all good, so we'll take the timeout with them as Etowah now leads 35-20 here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Northeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Clinic with Doctors Dalton, Ryan, Kelly, Shaw, Wilson and Blackstock is pleased to offer 5 locations to serve the Northeast Alabama area. NEO features on-site physical therapy at their South 4th Street Gadsden, Highway 77 Rainbow City, Highway 431 Boaz, and Fort Payne locations. NEO's Football Injury Clinic runs every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. through high school football season at Northeast Orthopedics 4th Street location in Gadsden, keeping you in motion at Gadsden, Rainbow City, Boaz, Center, and Fort Payne across from Walmart.
Etowah 35 and Southside 20 on our FNN High School Football Game of the Week to cap off the regular season as Corona kicks it away to the far side as that is going to land into the end zone for the touchback. So this is a crucial drive coming up, Eddie, as far as Southside's offense. They've got to be able to put some points on the board because right now that offense for Etowah is like a runaway train with a lot of momentum and nothing stopping it right now.
Absolutely. They got to get something out of this drive right here if they want to stay in this ball game.
So it'll be interesting to see how Miles Holcomb approaches this drive. As quarterback Gage Neesmith has had some moments as far as explosive plays in the passing game. Also had a costly interception that led to the last first half touchdown for Etowah. As shotgun, as per usual for Southside. Here's the play action rather, and the throw is complete to the near side. This is going to be a first down completion as the football to the 35-yard line, as will be McMichael on the reception for the Panther Express Car Wash first down.
Well, you got an RPO right here. He's going to fake the run right here, and Etowah's giving too much cushion. We can't see the defensive back, but he's giving about a 10-yard cushion right here, so when he catches that football, he already has a 5-yard.
Delay give goes to Teague, trying to get around the defenders and cannot do so. As for about the last quarter and a half, Etowah has been able to stop the running plays, especially those slow developing running plays for Southside. As that was a loss, well, we'll say no gain actually on that play. And coming up for the tackle was Caleb Freeman. So second down and 10. Under 7.5 minutes left, third quarter, as the quick hitch pass to the far side is caught. That's going to be another first down. A Panther Express Car Wash first down on the Scotty Moats reception.
And again, it's giving a 10-yard cushion. So right there, he's just getting to right before the sticks, and he's sticking his route and catching it and turning up. And he's able to make a reaching tackle and gaining 3 to 4 more yards.
Gain of 12 that time on the pass from Neesmith to Moats. 3 receivers on the play. You also have Bennett Reeves in as a tight end, almost kind of a wing back type of position to the far side. 4-man front as Neesmith to throw. Pressure, and the quick throw is incomplete. The pressure caused the incompletion as you had the intended receiver in McMichael. Also, Trent Bothwell, the man on the coverage for Etowah.
That was excellent coverage right there. He read that route. He tried to throw a 5 and out, and cornerback was sitting at 5 yards, and that's usually where you want him to play, right? You want him to be about 5 yards off. The safety's giving about 10-yard cushion. So if you're going to play, you probably want to do something quick to the slot guy.
3-3-5 defense for Etowah. Play action as Neesmith stepping up, escaping pressure, and he'll tuck it and run. And he'll get to midfield, as that was an outstanding open field tackle for, looks like Caleb Freeman that time for Etowah after about a 5-yard gain.
Excellent open field tackle.
So they'll mark the football at the 50-yard line. So about a third and about 5.5 really. A little less than 6, but more than 5.
Well, it's a big play for Southside right here to keep these chains moving. They want to get at least 5 yards, and they outnumbered up here at the bottom of the screen right here. You got trips and you got quads right now. So
Teague gets the swing pass complete, sidesteps one defender, needs just inside the 45 as he's taken down right at the 45. So he's going to be shy of a Panther Express Car Wash first down by about a half yard. So the line to reach is just really on the other side of the 45-yard line for the first down. outstanding pursuit as well by Etowah to prevent the first down.
Absolutely, but they just got caught outnumbered right there. You had trips already, you had a deep safety, and then they motioned a fourth receiver to this side, so it just.
Here's a big play as Teague goes off right guard, trying to fight for the first down. It's going to depend on the spot. He only needed about a half yard. And looks like where they're going to spot it, he's not going to get that first down, Eddie.
Absolutely. The official ran in and spotted him shy of the 45-yard line, so I think he didn't get it.
And nice gang tackling right there. As there you see Andrew Pierce around that play. And a whole host of others as well. Brent Stringer from his linebacking spot at the bottom of the pile. And officially, the officials say it's an Etowah first down. Outstanding defense. Really haven't seen the defense take over for either team really since late in the first quarter, but Etowah making the biggest defensive play of the night other than that late second quarter interception.
Well, you got tremendous pursuit right there, and I've often wondered as a coach, where is that throughout the game?
Here's the delay give to Briggs Freeman as he'll have a tough time getting any sort of yards. Outstanding pursuit by the Southside defense as Evan McDonald and a whole host of others on the tackle. So that's no gain on the play, so second down and 10. 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. It was 28-20 at halftime, and so far a touchdown run, a short yardage touchdown run of 3 yards from Trace Thompson, the only score so far in the third quarter. Back to throw Thompson, pump fakes. All day to throw as he has a receiver incomplete.
He missed him.
O'Marion Finch would be running probably back to Tuscaloosa if that pass was not overthrown. I think, Eddie, that Trace needed a little bit more air under that ball.
Absolutely. I think he wanted that one back. I mean, he had his fastest receiver. I mean, he could have walked in the end zone, untouched.
Could have done a little dance as well, but the pass overthrown by a couple of yards, so third down and 10.
And don't be surprised if you see him come back to it. If he does it once, I try it again, Worst case scenario, you punt the football.
4 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers tonight and a touchdown run for Thompson. Here's the throw over the middle, wide open receiver complete in Finch for the first down and a lot more. He's off to the races. He could go 5, and he's going toward the end zone, and they haven't signaled, and now they do for the touchdown.
That's your best play. I tell you, don't be surprised. Instead of going deep, they went on a deep post route to him, and he's wide open.
He just cut over the middle on a crossing route that time, did O'Marion Finch, and he took it the rest of the way for a 54-yard touchdown. And once he got into the open field, there was nobody, Eddie, that was going to stop Finch.
He's just so fast, man. He gets from 0 to 60, just like that. So
Corona for the PAT, and before that, we have some movement on the right side of the protection unit.
Start on the offense.
So it'll be the PAT try now from the 15-yard line where they'll have the spot for the kick. Looks as if Andrew Pierce is the holder for Etowah, as Corona has been perfect so far on his PAT kicks. A little low snap, the hold is there, and the kick has plenty of distance, and it is good. So we'll take the timeout as Etowah exploding down 14 in the first quarter. They're up 22 here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
At Health Mart, we know you're searching for something more than a pharmacy. You're looking for convenience, so you'll find us close to home with a wide variety of services to meet your needs. You're looking for know-how, so we make sure the advice you need is always in stock. And you're looking for personal attention, something our locally owned pharmacy and friendly staff are famous for. So if you're trying to find a pharmacy that just clicks, look no further. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Trace Thompson putting on a career performance tonight with 6 total touchdowns, 5 in the air, as both Jamison System and Omarion Finch now have 2 touchdowns reception each. Also Brady Carver with a touchdown reception. As Etowah, certainly, if they can keep this up, will not only get the W, but a lot of momentum going into their first-round playoff game next week. It'll be Southside returning the kickoff, as it'll be, looks like Mason Teague returning the kickoff and getting a good return out to the 41-yard line, where Southside in desperate need of some points with 4:43 left in the third quarter.
Absolutely. That's just a straight ahead, hard, tough-nosed run. You know, he just put his head down and, straight up the field. And
the 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week, sponsored by Alabama's conservative Republican leader, Congressman Mike Rogers. Right now, Southside needs someone to step up on offense, preferably their quarterback, Gage Sneesmith, as he'll operate out of the shotgun. Reeves, the tight end, in motion. Here's the bubble screen pass to Bryan, near side complete, as an excellent one-on-one tackle at the 43-yard line by Andrew Pierce that, along with Caleb Freeman, we had about 3 weeks ago for our FNN coaches show. And that was one of the best tackles, in fact, probably the best tackle, certainly, that Andrew Pierce has had tonight.
It's a great tackle, James, but even with that being said, he still can make a better play. When you got trips over there and they actually shifted over there, when the quarterback turned and disengaged, that defensive back should have been there a little bit quicker. Time he catches that football.
Bubble screen pass to the far side, and a good, solid contain that time, as Jordan Bryan again making the reception for minimal yardage. That's just going to be a third down situation, as Josh Graham that time on the tackle for Etowah. So third down. Line to reach for the Panther Express Car Wash first down is at the Etowah 48. So the ball at the 44. So third down and 8 to go.
And what you do, James, is you shorten your cushion. The safety's giving about a 12-yard cushion. You shorten that cushion down.
So here's the shotgun snap. Blitz coming, under pressure, Neesmith. He'll try and run for the first down. Sidesteps around one defender and gets his Panther Express Car Wash first down. Open daily. Be sure to stop in and get your clean shine on at 3026 Pilgrims Rest Road in Southside. That's Panther Express Car Wash. And there you see also Eye Care Alabama presents our third quarter tonight. Site still to be determined as far as where we'll be for the first round of the playoffs next week. Final regular season game tonight all across the state of Alabama, as dropping to throw Neesmith. Protection breaks down, so Neesmith rolls and now throws down the field as that's incomplete. Looks like that McMichael was being held as the pass was in the air, but no flag on the play as the pass goes out of bounds.
Well, I think they was just doing a little hand play right there. You know, the defender was reaching and he was slapping hands, so we call that a little friendly hand play.
Well, we'll take a second look here. I think this is about the time, where you see that hand-on-hand combat between McMichael and the Etowah defender on McMichael.
Absolutely. That was excellent no call by the official there.
I think that looked like Bothwell that time on the coverage. So second down and 10. That's the football at the Etowah 47. 3 down linemen for Etowah. Blitz coming. Plenty of time for Neesmith as he'll escape some pressure. Trying to get around one defender and gets about a yard. Good contain that time. Looks like by the linebacking core for Etowah. So it'll be third down and 9 for the Southside Panthers. Less than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Southside needs some points in this regular season finale.
Etowah's doing an excellent job breaking down, making open field tackles, but, I think Coach Glover's going to be on them about keeping that containment. You want to keep, we got excellent coverage downfield, and you want to keep Neesmith in the pocket.
2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. 3rd down and a long 9. It's Bryan in motion as pressure coming for Etowah as they get to Neesmith and bring him down.
That is, James. If you keep him in the pocket, you should get pressure straight up the field right there now.
That's the nose guard, Jayshun Patrick, on the sack.
If you look, they're going to have excellent containment on the outside. Right here, they got excellent containment on the outside, and you're going to get pressure right up the middle.
So, yeah, outstanding coverage, but also a fierce pass rush that time from the Blue Devils, as they'll have Omarion Finch back to return the punt from Gage Neesmith. So it was a fast start and a strong start to this ball game for Southside, but Etowah has been able to respond in a big way. Finch gets the punt on the bounce at the 14. He'll look for running room and get some, as he'll have a very nice return at the far sideline around the 30-yard line where he goes out of bounds.
He just had an instinct for returning kicks, man. He does an excellent job, man. I mean, you can't give him that much space.
So it looks as if that the officials are conferring. Didn't see a penalty flag on the field, but we'll find out. Yeah, so there is one on the field. Yeah, actually almost right in front of us at the 24. So you would think might be a holding penalty on the return for Etowah.
Absolutely.
Block in the back here.
So they'll say a block in the back, so that'll bring the return back 10 yards. So it'll pin Etowah back about 10 yards or so. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Etowah, some of their worst starting field position, certainly in this second half, but probably since early in the ball game. We're down to 1:17 left in the 3rd quarter. So Thompson will bring his offense back out and see if they can put more points on the board.
Well, what you don't want to do is make a mistake. You want to kind of take care of this and get it into the 4th quarter.
And we'll have a stoppage in play.
I think you got a false start right there.
And you're absolutely right that time, Eddie, as Ron Burgess gives us the false start indication. The 2022 FNN Game of the Week sponsored by FNN Bank, home of the high school spirit card, where service, solutions, and strength isn't just a tagline. At FNN Bank, we're here for you. 1st and 15. Freeman gets the call on the sweep off of left tackle as he'll advance the football across the 15 to about the 17-yard line for a gain of 8. We go under 60 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, as it's been all Etowah so far, not only in the second half, but really since late in the 1st quarter.
Absolutely, and that's what you want to do. Basically right now you want to get this game into the 4th quarter. A couple of runs, and even if you have to punt the football, you still want to go into the 4th quarter with the lead that you got. You up 22, so, you don't want to do anything crazy.
Play clock down to 5 as the keeper on the zone read for Thompson, as he'll drag one tackler with him to the 19-yard line. That might be the final play in this 3rd quarter. As there you see Phillips as well as Titan Rich helping out. As I think Etowah will just let this 3rd quarter clock expire, as we just saw the final play of the 3rd quarter. And it's been a couple of touchdowns, one on the ground, one on the air for Trace Thompson, as he has 6 total touchdowns tonight. Final 12 minutes of the regular season coming up. It's Etowah 42 and Southside 20.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Beginning the fourth quarter as Southside gets some pressure on Trace Thompson as Thompson just has to throw it away. As it was 3rd and 4, so 4th down coming up. And Southside getting the stop they desperately needed, but time's starting to run out as we're just underway in the fourth quarter and Southside down by 3 scores.
Well, that was an excellent play by Thompson right there. Now, he made a fantastic decision. He outside the pocket, there was nothing there. Rather than throw an interception, take a sack, he just threw it away and punt the football and let that defense come back out and play like they've been playing.
Cole Garrett to return the Trace Thompson punt. Garrett lined up at midfield. A solid punt that time by Thompson as the ball muffed, but it looks as if Garrett does indeed get on the football, as Southside will have the football at the 47, their own. That was a major bullet dodge that time by Southside as they nearly turned it over on the punt.
It should have been turned over. I think the punt team relaxed a little bit right there. As soon as I tell them when I was head coach, I tell them give about a 3-yard cushion, and that ball fumble, they need to be on it.
One thing that Southside needs to be on, and that's getting some points in a hurry.
Absolutely.
3 receivers to the far side. Snap, and this will be looks like the give to Teague. As he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, gets lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Etowah just stopping that zone read. The quarterback got the option to give it, or he can pull it and run it himself, and Etowah just eating it up.
Brent Stringer helping out on the tackle. As we're underway in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Super B Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Empty backfield for Neesmith. As he'll drop to throw under pressure as he will escape 2 tacklers and just gets it away as that is incomplete.
And it was almost complete, James. It was a great throw right there. I mean, he had it in his hand.
I thought that ball was just going to be thrown away, but somehow Neesmith was able to find Scotty Moats.
And hit him right in the hands.
I'll tell you what, that was quite an impressive play that time by Neesmith.
Right there, he's in the grass right there, and if you look, when he makes the throw, excellent throw.
Yeah, that was outstanding. One of the better plays, actually, we've seen from Neesmith tonight.
Hits him right in his hands. I mean, that's an excellent throw right there.
Here's the 3rd down pass that's short, incomplete. That was intended for Jordan Bryan, as it'll be a 4th down and 9. Not a whole lot of options here in the fourth quarter when you're down 22, Eddie.
Absolutely. Etowah's dialing up the pressure. Right here, you want to watch screens and draws right here. You can you put your safeties on the first down line, which they're doing. I see Etowah doing it, and then you have your Mike linebacker to watch screens and draws right here. You got empty formation, so you want to spy Neesmith.
The Panther Express Car Wash first down line at the 45 as pressure coming. Neesmith still on his feet and now throws, has a receiver complete in Etowah territory for Scotty Moats, who makes the grab and goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Another great throw right here. They had him. He should have been sacked right there. Got him right there. He should have been sacked, and he gets a great throw and a great catch right there. Southside does a great job on the scramble drill. You know, the receivers, once the quarterback get in trouble, they know what to do.
Duncan applying the pressure for Etowah, but the first down officially to the 32-yard line on a gain of 22. Shotgun snap and the bubble screen pass to Moats complete as he'll get taken down by Josh Graham inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. Our fourth quarter brought to you by Super Bee Pharmacy, first opened in 1971. Super Bee Health Mart Pharmacy is proud to be a third-generation pharmacy that has served our community for over 50 years. Gain of a couple for Moats on the bubble screen pass, so 2nd down and 8. 3 down linemen for Etowah. This will be the RPO pass to Moats as he'll tightrope the sideline and gets leveled out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Notice if Caleb Freeman was the one that laid the lick on Scotty Moats for about another 3 yards. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 5 coming up. So Southside could definitely use that Panther Express car wash first down, as they need 22 points to tie up this ball game.
Well, I think they're going to go for it either way. You're in no man's land right here. You too far to kick a field goal and too close to punt.
Reeves in motion, and we have a flag from the umpire in the middle of the field.
Snap. Snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Jacob Strunk, the center, moving the ball early. We've seen that about 3 times between the two teams tonight.
Absolutely, and again, like I said, I think it's uncharacteristic of Southside. You know, I think they're up to maybe 7 or 8 penalties already.
So from a 3rd and 4, it's now 3rd and 9 from the 31 of Etowah. And once again, we have the umpire. Looks like the same infraction coach.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
The center moving the ball early before officially snapping the ball. So from a 3rd and 4, 2 penalties on false starts make it 3rd down and 14.
And again, you want to watch screens and draws and make sure you get a little pressure on them. I wouldn't play no soft coverage.
4 down territory for Southside. Here's the RPO pass over the middle, complete inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. For coming out of the pile that time is Jordan Bryan, who also comes up a little gimpy.
That's a quick slant right there. They tried to catch him in the middle. They thought maybe they was going to get a blitz, but Southside didn't blitz.
Or check that's Bennett Reeves on the reception, and it's also the man down for Southside with 9:45 to go. So they'll spot the football around the 27-yard line, as Reeves in quite a bit of pain down on the field.
Looked like he rolled that ankle when he stepped in and got tackled. Looked like it.
Yeah, let's go and take this injury timeout here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Northeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Clinic with Drs. Dalton, Ryan, Kelly, Shaw, Wilson, and Blackstock is pleased to offer 5 locations to serve the Northeast Alabama area. NEO features on-site physical therapy at their South 4th Street Gadsden, Highway 77 Rainbow City, Highway 431 Boaz, and Fort Payne locations. NEO's Football Injury Clinic runs every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. through high school football season at Northeast Orthopedics 4th Street location in Gadsden, keeping you in motion at Gadsden, Rainbow City, Boaz, Center, and Fort Payne across from Walmart.
Bennett Reeves coming off the field, the tight end for Southside, is 4th down and 5 on the way after a 9-yard pass completion from Neesmith to Reeves on 3rd and 14. Super Bee Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy, presenting our 4th quarter. And I want to remind you that cold and flu season, well, not only is coming, it's practically here, folks. So be sure to stock up at Super Bee Pharmacy for your seasonal supplies. Here's the slant pass complete, as it'll be a 1st down and a touchdown for Southside's Jordan Bryan. So a 27-yard touchdown pass, the 2nd of the night for Southside's Gage Neesmith, as Bryan also catching his 2nd touchdown tonight.
Well, they ran a quick slant, and then they ran a guy in behind him right there.
So, yeah, perfectly executed slant pass that time as Jordan Bryan goes in untouched from 27 yards out. So, pass receptions of 27 and 59 yards for Bryan from Gage Neesmith. So, Southside going for 2. 2 receivers to each side as the play clock down to 6. Man coming in motion for Southside. That's Bryan as he'll receive the swing pass. And now the throw to the end zone is high as they had something working as McMichael, the intended receiver. 2-point conversion, no good. We'll take the timeout here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week as we're in the 4th quarter.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
The final 9 minutes, 16 seconds of the regular season as Southside trailing 42-26 at home on their senior night to Etowah. And to remind you, TBD right now as far as where we'll be next week for our first round playoff coverage on the NFHS network, but we will have the Tuesday night coaches show from Strutt's Wings in Oxford beginning at 7 o'clock with a recap of the final regular season week, our FNN Player of the Week, and of course a big preview of the postseason.
Well, you're probably fixing to get an onside kick right here, so Southside is outnumbered over here.
Alabasi lining up and does kick it into the ground, but easily picking it up that time is Etowah. As you had Stringer lining up along the front line, easily corralled that onside kick. Super B Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy, presenting our 4th quarter. Once again, they want to remind you that cold and flu season is coming. Actually, it pretty much is here. Stop by Super B Pharmacy to stock up on seasonal supplies and get your flu shot. Located at 3354 Rainbow Drive, 101 in Rainbow City. 49-yard line, their own is where they'll spot the ball for Etowah. Here's the give to Briggs Freeman, trying to go to the outside, gets stood up by Cole Garrett and taken down by Phillips and Titan Rich to finish off the play for no gain.
Yeah, they diagnosed that well, but I think Etowah being foot-to-foot is allowing Southside time because it's a log jam right there in the middle. It's allowing the linebackers time to come up and make plays. I think they're going to have to spread those gaps out a little bit to create some natural running lanes.
The story of the night so far, though, has been quarterback Trace Thompson with 5 touchdown passes, throw in a touchdown run, 6 total touchdowns for Etowah tonight. Snap and the bubble screen pass far side to Andrew Pierce as he gets immediately wrapped up by Cole Garrett for a TFL. A tackle for loss, actually a big tackle for loss, inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line for a loss of 7.
And so he's reading the quarterback. Time he turned his shoulders and disengaged, he's coming down full speed and he's getting out when the ball gets there, so he's able to make that play.
So it'll be 3rd down and 17. Still a window of opportunity for Southside to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Got plenty of time.
So shotgun coming up for Trace Thompson. See what Etowah decides to do here. Looks like they're going to put in the air as Thompson will throw down the field. One-on-one situation as that is incomplete. Intended for the wide receiver Carver. Hasn't had a whole lot of action, at least as far as passes thrown to in the second half. Does have a touchdown pass, reception rather, tonight. As you saw there on the coverage, Brady Burnett.
Well, I think you got to find your playmaker on that. I still hadn't seen number 6 touch that football. So, these last couple of series, you got to get the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Cole Garrett to return for the Southside Panthers. 7:42 remaining in the ball game, so still time for Southside. Don't go away just yet as a low snap as Thompson gets a wobbly short punt off. Southside wisely gets away from the football as they'll get a soft end a few yards as far as that roll for Etowah, and they'll touch it at the Etowah, or the Southside rather, 33-yard line. The 2022 season, the FNN Game of the Week, sponsored every week by the Calhoun County Commission. If you're looking for the perfect place to live or start a new business, be sure to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Southside, still a window of opportunity, even though we're at the 7:31 mark remaining in the ball game. They're only down 16, so 2 touchdowns and a pair of 2-point conversions would tie the ball game.
Well, you're looking at a 12-yard cushion right here now down here, so don't be surprised if you see the bubble screen.
Here's Neesmith throwing over the middle and a wide open receiver to the far side, complete to Brian, who's had an outstanding night. As he'll, I think, has over 100 yards receiving tonight, as he'll get a Panther Express car wash first down to the Etowah 49.
It's just too much cushion right there. They're playing too soft. You got to go back to your base defense, so
that's a gain of 18 yards on first down. And looks as if an Etowah defender is along the line of scrimmage. No flag on the play, though, as Neesmith will scramble and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, or rather a 1-yard loss. So the scrambling effort loses a yard as Colton Peterson helping out on the tackle. 2nd down and 11. Under 7 minutes left in the ball game. Both of these teams will be continuing their seasons in the playoffs next week. Shotgun as Neesmith, plenty of time, throws down the field into double coverage, and that is incomplete. So there you see Andrew Pierce along with his teammate Connor Dingler, on the coverage.
Well, it was excellent coverage right there. They had 3 guys around. Actually, it probably should have been intercepted, but they did a good job knocking it down. Preferably me, I'd want to take the ball out their hand. I would have rather had the interception, and then let's run some more time off the clock, and if we have to punt, we'll punt again. But you don't want to give them a chance because they've completed too many long passes.
That's right. So 3rd down and 11. Line to reach for the Panther Express car wash first down just inside the Etowah 40.
Nobody's in the middle of the field, so don't be surprised if you see a post route.
Neesmith under immense pressure, and he'll just have to throw it away. And I see the referee looking as if he wanted to grab that flag for an intentional grounding. No flag on the play, so it'll be a 4th down in either case for Southside.
Well, I guarantee you Coach Glover's over there lobbying for it. I think he's asking him now if he crossed the line of scrimmage, and he's asking him, there it is right there.
Yeah, I don't see, Eddie, how it came close to crossing the line of scrimmage.
Right. And he never got outside the tackle box.
Right, so under the NFL and the college rules, which you just described, that's textbook intentional grounding.
Absolutely. That's a good job by the cornerback too. Hats off to him. He actually went up and talked to the official, and the official went and talked to the side judge there. So, just the gamesmanship by the cornerback.
Trace Thompson's had an outstanding ball game tonight with 6 total touchdowns. Also give some credit to Matt Glover's defense for really stepping up, especially here in the second half. They've only allowed 1 touchdown in the second half, and this was an Etowah team early in this ball game that was on the ropes. At Southside gave them a nice little punch to begin this ball game with 2 early touchdowns, but Etowah has had probably their best response, certainly since their win at Aniana about a month ago.
And what you want to do right here is you want to just make sure you secure the football. And
so it looks as if you have Andrew Pierce out there as far as the deep returner, and it'll be Neesmith punting it inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week, sponsored by Young Oil Grub Mart, home of the 99-cent bag of ice and everybody's favorite, the popcorn bucket. So be sure to buy yours and get free popcorn refills for an entire year. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in the ball game. Etowah on their way, at least right now, to stopping a two-game losing streak. Southside on a 3-game losing streak coming into tonight. Thompson going up the middle, dodges a couple of tacklers and gets taken down around the 26-yard line. Time starting to run out on the Southside Panthers, as Etowah looking to extend this win streak to 3 games in the series. So Etowah running some clock as Thompson got a 3-yard gain on first down.
Well, that's what you want to do. You want to keep that clock. The clock is your friend right now. You want to keep it moving. And
Cameron Flowers into the game defensively. Actually, he's played most of the game along the defensive line for Southside. Thompson will keep it on a design keeper as Titan Rich comes in for a very nice tackle around the line of scrimmage, but the momentum and just kind of the strength of Thompson gets him about 2 to 3 more yards. It looks as if Southside's going to call their first timeout of the second half. Let's go ahead and take a quick timeout with them here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
Trace Thompson keeps it off of the left side as he'll go out of bounds around the first down marker as he needed 3 yards for the Panther Express car wash first down. And looks as if I think where they spot the football, I think he has no, they say about a half-yard shy, maybe less than that for a first down. I think that's even close enough to try and get a measurement. And that's what they're going to call a timeout for. So Ron Burgess stops play, and they're going to measure to see if this is a first down.
I thought he initially had it, from where he went out of bounds, but,
I thought looking at the official at the far sideline where he was spotted, that looked like a first down from where the ball is, but they're going to officially find out and make sure that this is either a first down or a very short fourth down coming up.
We call that a heel toe. If it's a heel spot, it's short. If it's a toe spot, he got it.
And there's a great look, and indeed, that is a first down by half the length of the football.
Absolutely.
So that is officially a Panther Express car wash first down, as that'll allow the Blue Devils to milk more time late in the fourth quarter. Outstanding poise tonight from this Etowah team, Eddie. They could have easily just sulked and really gone away as far as when they got down 14-0 early, but they found their resilience and have played some of their best football of the season tonight. Thompson on the quarterback keeper. He'll just lower his head and get to about the 35-yard line.
Well, you find that out late in the season about your team. Are you able to finish games? When you get down, do you put your head down? Early in the season, sometimes that happens because you hadn't quite found yourself yet. But later on in the season, you shouldn't, if you're a good football team, you shouldn't get down, on yourself. You should know that, hey, we can come back, yeah.
Well, that has certainly been the recipe tonight, part of that recipe for Etowah. Blitz coming as Thompson goes down on the sack. You had outside blitzers for Southside, and looks as if a Southside defender a little shaken up and tight and rich coming out of the bottom of that pile. A little shaken up, and certainly trying to bring someone down like Trace Thompson will shake you up a little bit, as it looks as if we have a timeout on the field with 3:57 to go in the ball game.
Southside has one timeout. Now, defensively, you want to get this stop right here. I'm going to send everything at them. And offensively, you don't want to put the football in there. You want to get that clock under 4 minutes and then punt the football, because they're going to call their last timeout. And you want to punt it, and then when they get the football back, they're going to have to use the sideline and get first down to stop the clock. Otherwise, the clock is in your favor. But you definitely don't want to come out and throw it and stop the clock for them and let them say that timeout.
We'll remind you to join us Tuesday night for the FNN Coaches Show to begin the month of November as we recap the final regular season week across the state of Alabama and preview of the first round of the 2022 playoffs. As we remind you as well, Matthias Williams, our most recent FNN Player of the Week, with his outstanding performance on defense in their road victory at Ragland. A fly pattern down the field as that pass goes incomplete, intended for Briggs Freeman, who is all alone on that third down pass.
But again, James, what I told you, that's what you don't want to do, because you stop the clock for them and you allow them to say the timeout.
I'll tell you what, that's a good Power 5 ranking right there with Anniston, Leeds, and Cherokee County in your top three. Piedmont at number 4 and Spring Garden at a strong number 5. So Spring Garden will be hosting a first-round playoff game in Class 1A next week. As Trace Thompson to punt, rush coming, and Thompson does his job and gets the ball off, as it'll be a fair catch called for by Jordan Bryan on the punt return, as it'll be a first down and 10 for Southside with just 3:45 remaining in the ball game. Panther Express Car Wash presenting our first downs tonight. Our fourth quarter sponsor, Super B Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. First opened in 1971, Super B Health Mart Pharmacy is proud to be a third-generation pharmacy that has served our community for over a half-century. Shotgun snap for Neesmith as he'll quickly throw over the middle, complete to midfield. And there you see Caleb Freeman helping to take down McMichael as that pass completion nets 7 yards. Clock continues to roll, under 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Southside will go to Birmingham to face Ramsey next week for the first round of the Class 5A playoffs, as the blitz coming, as it comes just as Neesmith throws the football. Outstanding timing that time on the blitz, as the cornerback in Trent Bothwell makes the play on the quarterback hurry.
That's a cat corner right there. He didn't have a receiver. He had a tight end, so he communicated with the outside linebacker to take him. And he actually was a little bit late getting there. But
so third down and 3 yards to go. Quick pass over the middle. That's complete for the first down to Bryan, as he'll advance the football inside the 40 to the 39 for the Panther Express Car Wash first down.
That's the same pass that they ran earlier. If you watch, they running a slant on one guy, then they bringing him out and bringing him back in behind, and he's open every time.
So first down and 10. They did 3 and got 9. 3 receivers, all to the far side. Shotgun for Neesmith. Time with the rush coming, as now Neesmith will run and has room 30, has the first down and gets out of bounds at the 25-yard line. clock at 2:43 left in the ball game. So Southside still needs 2 touchdowns and a pair of 2-point conversions as they're down 16.
And see, that's what you didn't want. You would have an probably extra 40 seconds ran off the clock had they ran that football and then punted and make them use that timeout.
3 receivers to the far side. Neesmith throwing, hitch pattern complete. As that is Bryan escaping a tackle and getting another Panther Express car wash first down in the red zone. Football now at the 13-yard line.
Missed tackle. That's just too much time right there.
So Josh Graham helping out on the tackle, but 2 missed tackles helps for a Southside first down by Jordan Bryan. Hurry up mode for the Southside Panthers. Teague the lone setback. Here's the rush coming. It's the fade pattern toward Moats. Does he keep the foot in bounds? Official indication is incomplete. That was very close in the back of the end zone.
Absolutely, and you playing with fire right there. I mean, he makes a great throw right there, and let's see, he catches it, but he's out of the end zone.
I think that last little push that time, as you had Bothwell and Andrew Pierce at the very last second, probably prevented a touchdown.
Absolutely, and he shouldn't have never gotten behind them. Because you tell them to take it away. Now watch something cross the middle right here because the middle of the field is wide open.
Here's Neesmith under pressure. Now has time and will run at the 10 and taken down. Actually taken down from behind around the ankles inside the 10-yard line to the 7.
Well, you got to hold it.
So a holding penalty, as it appears, will bring that play back. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. As Ron Burgess gives us our official indication on the penalty.
During the run, holding on the offense, 5-yard penalty. 10-yard penalty for spot of the foul, replay second down.
A spot foul, and that was well behind the line of scrimmage too, so a major league penalty for Southside.
Absolutely, that's a killer right there. But you still want to defend the middle of the field. You got a safety in there.
Here's Neesmith chunking it down the field, has a man behind the defense, and that's an excellent effort again, but goes incomplete as Scotty Moats made an outstanding effort for the throw and for the catch, and we have a flag on the play.
I think you probably got a pass interference. So
into double coverage, and yeah, that was an outstanding effort for the one-handed attempt. And so the penalty does indeed go on Etowah.
Now defensively right here, you're thinking, well, you take a penalty rather than give up a touchdown. So, you know.
During the pass, holding on the defense, 10-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage, replay second down.
Brings up second down.
They'll replay second down, and that's a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
And I don't understand the coverage right there because you got 2 guys that are way outside right there, so I think you want to.
Neesmith under duress and goes down around the 27-yard line. It was Etowah bringing the house that time on the blitz as you had Stringer come up from the bottom of the pile along with a couple of others. Third down, 23 yards to go, 1:20 left in the game.
I still think they're giving up the middle of the field. You're going to see some kind of slant or post on it.
Neesmith throwing, intercepted. This will put the icing on the cake as Andrew Pierce on the interception for Etowah, as he'll remain on his feet and taken down by Mason Teague to save the touchdown.
Now, James, I'm going to show you on that. If we get a replay, that's a bad read right there. You had a guy in the middle of the field wide open, and all he had to do was be patient. The safety was out of there. If we can get it, if you can get it slow, let's see if we can get it right there. You see the guy right there, he's wide open.
Aww.
It's a bad read right there. He was wide open, he'd have walked in the end zone. The safety completely bit on the outside route.
You know, on Monday, that's something that Miles Holcomb's going to show in the film work for Gage Neesmith. Neesmith will be back next year, and he should be, as far as 2023, one of the top quarterbacks in Class 5A next year, especially as a 3-year starter, as Trace Thompson will go into victory formation and take the knee.
And I knew the middle was going to be wide open. The receiver ran an excellent route. He gave him a dead leg, stuck him to the outside, and the safety bit completely on it, and he would have walked in the end zone.
Super B Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy, presenting our fourth quarter, located at 3354 Rainbow Drive 101 in Rainbow City. They remind you, with cold and flu season here, to stop by Super B Pharmacy to stock up on seasonal supplies and get your flu shot. One more need for Trace Thompson, as they'll count it down, will the Etowah Blue Devils, as they'll make it another W in this series, as they snap a 2-game losing streak and improve to 7-3 on the season. They'll host a first-round game, most likely against Northside out of Tuscaloosa County next week across the river in Etowah, while Southside will go on the road to Birmingham to face Ramsey for the first round of the 5A playoffs. Your final score, Etowah 42 and Southside 26. We'll take the timeout and begin our postgame after this.
At Health Mart, we know you're searching for something more than a pharmacy. You're looking for convenience, so you'll find us close to home, with a wide variety of services to meet your needs. You're looking for know-how, so we make sure the advice you need is always in stock. And you're looking for personal attention, something our locally owned pharmacy and friendly staff are famous for. So if you're trying to find a pharmacy that just clicks, look no further. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Northeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Clinic with Drs. Douthat, Ryan, Kelly, Shaw, Wilson, and Blackstock is pleased to offer 5 locations to serve the Northeast Alabama area. NEO features on-site physical therapy at their South 4th Street Gadsden, Highway 77 Rainbow City, Highway 431 Boaz, and Fort Payne locations. NEO's Football Injury Clinic runs every Saturday morning in Gadsden, keeping you in motion at Gadsden, Rainbow City, Boaz, Center, and Fort Payne across from Walmart.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Your name.
2022 regular season is in the books, and Etowah had an exciting come-from-behind win tonight. They trailed 14-0 late in the first quarter, but as we'll see as far as our highlights, and a lot of them, really for both teams, but especially for Trace Thompson, as we'll take a look first off at one of the first deep bombs in the first quarter from Gage Neesmith. Both quarterbacks, well, first for Gage Neesmith, he had his moments tonight, but as we'll see later on. But first off, this is in fact, the first pass completion and first big play of the night from Neesmith to Scotty Motes, or rather to Caden McMichael, that set up an early touchdown. But when you look at this ball game, Trace Thompson definitely put on a show for us and for the fans tonight. 6 total touchdowns, including 5 in the air, and along with Amarian Finch in the passing game as a receiver, but also in the kick return game, really provided a spark for the Blue Devils, Eddie, that they needed the most, especially late in the first quarter.
Absolutely. I think Etowah made a statement tonight, and they look like they playoff ready.
I think so. As you look there at a connection from Neesmith to McMichael that set up, this was the second touchdown of the night from Mason Teague. It was 14-0 at that point for Southside, and then this is just where Trace Thompson took over. The first of 5 touchdown passes, as there's a 1 of 2 to Jamison Sissom. And then on a play action, it was actually one of the better defensive plays tonight, as it was the linebacker in Brady McCutcheon for the sack. But once again, Thompson escaping pressure and finding the receiver under pressure in Sissom for a big first down that set up the first touchdown of the third quarter on a quarterback keeper from 3 yards out from Trace Thompson. 6 total touchdowns, and then you just have to admire the athleticism and the speed from someone like Amarian Finch, that when he gets in that open field, it's hard for opposing defenders to catch up to him and take him down.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a blazer. He's a player. You probably watch him play on Saturdays.
I hope he certainly does, along with a few others on this field tonight. And then this was the capper, Andrew Pierce, the veteran presence, and really as far as just keeping the family tradition of football excellence alive at Etowah with the interception to end the ball game. And so as we close out the regular season, Eddie, and go into the postseason, if you're Matt Glover, you have to be really excited and pleased with how your team responded on the road.
Absolutely. They played well, and coming over here, they've had problems in the past coming over here playing, and, they came in and did what a good football team does.
So they will most likely host Northside for their first round 4A playoff game next week, as they finish the season at 7-3, and Southside on the road in Birmingham at Ramsey next week. So they finish the regular season at 5-5 in Class 5A, as both teams will have their seasons continue into the postseason. There you saw all the fine folks that helped out and did an outstanding job behind the scenes. So for Jim Jacobs, for my wingman, Coach Eddie Bullock, and all of our FNN crew, James Hardy signing off, reminding you that next week will be our first round playoff game exclusively on the NFHS network. So go ahead and get your subscription for playoff time beginning next week. So James Hardy once again signing off, wishing you a good night, a happy Friday night, and hopefully you have a good weekend as you've been watching the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.